really need captions, though. I just realized it doesn't really say... Huh. Well, I guess I could say... find more podcasts at retrorewindpodcast.com. Oh, that's going to be the secondary text. We'll do that. Let's try this thing. Add caption. What does that look like? This is the first time I'm trying this, so I don't know. Show. Other than the blue thing. Can I change the color, please? Gotta be on brand with red. Come on now. Oh, I should invite people. Invite your guests, Francisco. That might help. Oh my gosh. Francisco. Jeez. Like you've never done this before. My gosh. I haven't. Now, this is the first time I'm using Restream, so that is a little different. I'm like, well, I'm paying for the service. Might as well use it. And let's get this over to Drew. Oh, I think he's, just on over here too. There you go. So let's see if they join, and I'll have to figure out how to like put them in and stuff. So we'll see how this goes. Chat. Let's see. Oh, whoa, we have several people here. Hey, Siv. Hey, Maestro. Cool background. Thank you. This this is just a room divider, but thanks, Siv. And there we go. Welcome, rewinders and retro lovers. If you're a fan of kung fu movies or just old movies in general, then this is the stream for you. Tonight we're going to be reviewing shortly the 2004 Hong Kong action comedy Kung Fu Hustle. I'm going to be joined by my good friend and co-host and XO on the ship, Paul J. Powers. And also we're going to be joined by the Cellcast, the host of the Cellcast, Drew Dodgen, and Jacob. What's your last name? I mainly know him as Jacob. Oh, and there they are. Let me put them in.
Yeah, we're here.
Hey, you guys. Yeah, Jacob. I have it here. Hold on. It's Jacob is Heron. Actually, I don't know. How'd you pronounce it? Heron? Heron?
Okay. The best way that I know how to get rid of that echo. Okay, we got a slight echo for a second. Sorry.
Thanks a lot, Drew. Jeez. Forgot. What do you think we're running here? Princess Cruise? By the way, hello, Dag Cobb. Reminds me of medieval Japan. Yeah, well, it works to my benefit for a movie like this. That's like a Asian kung fu movie.
Yes.
Let's see.
All right. So with wow,
we got
really
a second.
echo.
Well, what did you do, Drew? Oh my gosh. Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna say, let's see. Star Fox is buying Womp Train tickets while wielding the revolver of Clan McIntosh. Let me in. Oh, sorry, Paul. Sorry. There you are, Paul. Though I don't see your camera. You might have to enable it for this new service.
You got it. Think. Nope.
There we go.
Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is.
Am I echoing too? Yes, I am. That's on you, Francisco.
Oh,
okay. Oh my gosh, that is on me. I'm so sorry. Yes, it's me, guys.
Come on, Francisco.
I'm not going crazy this time.
Okay. So the how to pronounce my name correctly. Think the great blue heron. It's named after the bird.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people they're like, oh, your name is Jacob Herring, right? It's like, no, I'm a bird who catches fish. I'm not a fish. I'm a bird. Heron.
Of course, if it was herring, we could just call you Red.
Yeah, red herring. Or the terrible joke in which my dad tried to name me Great Blue.
Great Blue?
As Great Blue Heron.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
terrible. Yes, terrible.
Yeah, sorry about the echoes, guys. I gotta figure out. Hey, if I'm honest, it's entirely possible for me to just break down in the middle of this. I've been having
live on video.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I was pretty I was tears and stuff right before. So if I sound a little snotty or anything, wow, Arnold, thanks. I mean, it might be hard because in the presence of you awesome people. It usually keeps me in really high spirits, so it may not happen.
Now we're having fun.
Yeah, exactly, Paul. But it is a
Okay.
possibility, so just be aware of that.
Okay.
Hey, John, Cardinal
makes sense.
Cardinal Paladin. Let's see. I think that's everyone. Yes. Okay. Cool. Glad you're all here. Okay. So let me do the checklist. Checklist.
Yeah.
Check out reality.
Paul, could I get your sound, please?
This is Paul Powers coming in. I'm wondering if I don't know what to say beyond now because you usually cut me off after 3 words.
No, okay, that's fine. So Jacob and Drew, let's take you one at a time. I imagine you're going to be balanced the same, but go ahead. Drew first.
Okay, well, Jacob is on the left channel and I'm on the right because of how I have to separate it in Audacity, but you'll get it full when I send you the file.
That's fine. And thank you for sending me the file. Wave 48 kilobits or 4800 bits, whichever one that is.
4800, I think, is what I've got defaulted to.
Okay,
so I'll send you a wave.
Okay.
Whichever doesn't.
Here's a wave right here.
Try.
And Jacob, please.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is gonna be a fun night. I guarantee it.
So can I have you guys just turn yourselves down just a smidge, like
Both of
1
us?
dB or something? Yeah, like
Am I included in that?
no, just Drew and Jacob.
All right.
Okay, how's
trying-
that?
Well, talk to me again.
Well, I'm just talking to you right now.
Okay, I think that
All
might
right.
be fine. Paul, one more
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
or do you want my voice?
Yes, EXO, your voice.
Okay.
Still? I mean, this isn't enough, or do you want me to
Oh, I wasn't looking. You kept distracting me
Oh.
with Arnold. So okay, no, I think it's good though.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have Arnold saying sorry. Oh,
my
well.
gosh. Jacob and Drew, do you have a time you have to be done by? Like 2 hours from now,
Midnight.
3 hours?
Or midnight my time.
Yeah. What I don't know what time it is.
Right now it's 9:30.
Okay, so
So
that gives
2.5
us
hours.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, is that same for you, Jacob, or do you
Yeah,
have a different?
that'll be
time?
fine.
Okay.
Well, it has to be. I have to kick him out so I can go to bed.
I don't
He's
see
got
us
work in the
going
morning.
that late, but I suppose it's possible.
Yeah, I made a
Um,
very stupid mistake. I decided to do this despite the fact I got to be at work at 4.
Stop whining. Stop it.
Stop it. Let's see. Did you guys get your likes and dislikes down to 2 likes in a classic maker, 2 dislikes in a tragic maker?
So 2 likes in a classic and 2 dislikes in a tragic. Yeah.
2 of 'em?
Yes.
Yes, I got that.
So top 3 essentially likes and dislikes.
Yeah. Yes.
Top 3.
Get off my Goofy movie notes and go to Kung Fu Hustle.
Yes.
All right.
It was cool seeing you guys talking about that. But I came in during the dislike section. I'm like, how can you dislike Goofy movie? But
How many?
Oh, we didn't dislike Goofy
No, it was
movie.
actually-
I know,
really fun.
I know, but
Yeah.
that is the portion I came in on.
Oh,
I
okay.
heard your
Right.
final rating was
Quiet.
like in the 9s and stuff.
Yeah.
You got water. Water's right here. Wait, that's all done. All right.
Oh, that's what
Hi.
color that is.
How are you? I'm very happy to
Oh
be
my
here.
gosh.
Very nice to see you all again.
Are you almost done, Paul?
Oh, should I keep going?
No. And Baba,
First,
hello. Send wave when
would
you're
like to
sent
just get
on
to
top
know
of the world.
you.
Exactly.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to have them answered immediately.
Something I want done immediately is I'd like us
my
all to start our
gosh.
recordings.
All
now,
this
Paul?
time, I thought I had my camera covered. I have a camera cover, and it was on the whole time. Apparently, there's like these 4 holes, and it was the wrong one. Sorry, I'm just realizing my camera cover had not been covering my camera this for about 2 months now. Okay.
Fantastic. The more you know. Let's see.
Oh, Jiminy.
Okay, so let's all start our recordings.
Oh.
Are you? And I'll do it on mark. 5, 4. I'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. All right. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wait for it.
Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
No waiting.
Hola.
Oh, dang it! Hold on. Cancel recordings.
What?
Stop.
Stop.
X.
I thought I was gonna be fine, but my battery just went from full to
That's
half.
fine.
So
All right.
Oh, lovely.
That's good to
Fun.
know now.
yes,
If
I have backups right.
Yeah,
over there.
that's what I
just
mean.
switched.
Like, all right, let's see if I put this cover here.
So I can't hear you right now, guys. So
Oh, good.
Just
We could talk bad about Francisco now.
oh, hey, microphone.
We
Oh
can
my gosh.
Say
I
what
haven't
we really
seen
want.
the room, guys. I mean, I know that line, but
Well,
I don't really.
all you have to know is the trailer, and then that's enough.
It's almost old enough to be on the all show, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it was. No,
I haven't looked at the dates. So I don't know.
let's not and say it isn't. Okay.
Yes, that's probably the safest thing. That's not. I own the movie. I don't necessarily want to watch it again.
Yeah. If they have a Riff Tracks version, I
Oh, they
might
do.
I might be open to that, but that's going to be a hard sell.
Okay,
They,
there
they
we go.
do have a Riff Tracks version. I watched it.
Although I
I'm
will
coming
say,
for you in backlog golf, Drew. Oh
Yeah, I
man.
saw that. We're tied at the moment.
Oh really nice.
Yeah. I need to throw in another movie to get ahead, but I won't
you
be
seen
doing
the
that
dis-
tomorrow.
have you seen The Disaster Artist?
Yes,
That's a good movie. In
Oh,
fact,
is it?
yeah.
Better than the
I've
room?
read the book actually.
Oh, I was about to say the book's even better. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen either. Let's say
Correction,
that.
I listened to the audiobook 5 times.
I was about to say, so did I. I loved
Guys,
that. Yeah.
we have a podcast to do here.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were talking
Yeah,
about
sorry.
the room.
Jacob, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Drew. Could you hopefully, if you can't find it, I'll get it for you. But can you pull up the guest host?
I think I sent
license?
that to him already
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah.
because I literally copied my Star Trek 6 one y'all sent me months
Perfect,
ago
yeah.
and sent that to him.
Fantastic. So let me know when you're
Yeah.
ready to record that, Jacob, and I'll hit my recording. And then after that, we'll all hit our recordings
Oh,
together.
goody. There's an oath.
Yeah, Toby, you gotta take the oath. The oath?
Oh
Put
God.
your hand on your heart and cross your eyes.
Oh
I
gosh.
always forget where is
Oh.
that from? I know it's a Disney.
Robin
oh,
Hood.
Robin Hood. Yeah. Robin Hood. Robin
Yeah,
Hood,
We
yes,
did
yes.
that this year too.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
It's a good
it's
one.
good. It's good.
We did it several
Yes.
years ago.
I subtitled that one "Seize the Fat One."
Oh my! Hey,
Love it.
maybe you guys could help me with this. I
Okay.
just watched a Twilight Zone episode in season 3 the other night. And I swear the main character was the same voice as Friar Tuck. Does that ring a bell to any of you
Let
guys?
me look up who played Friar Tuck.
Okay. Well,
I'm
while you're
drawing a
doing
blank.
that, Jacob, are you ready with the thing, or you're still looking for it?
All right, I've got it.
He's a famous
Now-
Western character actor.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Okay.
Now-
Go when you're ready, Jacob.
All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. I, Jacob Heron, give permission to Francisco Riera and I know
Ruiz.
I'm
It's
Ruiz. It's Ruiz. I apologize. I am terrible at pronouncing names. I do apologize. I
No
do
worry.
apologize.
No worries, Herring.
Nice.
Oh, this is going good.
All right. I, Jacob Herring, give permission to Francisco Ruiz and Retro Rewind Podcast to use my voice and voice commentary recorded with the Retro Rewind Podcast in any past, present, or future recordings of the Retro Rewind Podcast in any all medium in perpetuum?
Perpetuity.
Perpetuity. Thank you. I am terrible. I am horrible at saying things sometimes
No worries.
without any restrictions, with no come on.
Expectation.
Expectation. Thank you. I have a reading disorder, so you have to
No worries. No worries. You're fine.
We have plenty of time.
to receive compensation now or in the future as it relates to any past, present, or future recordings of the Retro Rewind Podcast.
Thank you so much.
You did better than me when I read it. I kept saying "Wetro we wind."
I was
That's
trying
true.
so hard not to say that. I was
job
trying
with that.
so hard
Well
not to
done.
say that.
Okay, was the Twilight Zone episode you're watching some Hocus Pocus and Frisbee?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
that was
okay.
them.
All right. All right. Nice. I'm glad I caught on to that.
Very good.
At first, I'm like, Sheriff? No, Sheriff has a higher, like, well, golly.
Yeah, that's
sakes,
everybody
Robin?
everywhere.
Yeah. No.
The
this is
sheriff, I
Oh
can go
my
ahead
God.
and tell you, was
Pat
Pat Buttram,
Yeah,
who he was actually on Goofy movie also.
yeah. This is his last
Yeah.
Last
performance.
role.
Like, oh, cool.
He was the Possum Park MC.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, guys, let's go ahead and start all our recordings on Mark. Yes. Hi, Mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mark.
Luke and John.
All right.
All right. And that's
Check one.
Okay, good. Check 1, check 2, check. Okay.
All right. I'm
Check
good.
Lord. I think oath. We got that. You got the technicals. Okay,
Hi.
I think we're good to go. Paul, did you get what
Yeah.
the song is supposed to be?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, then I'll go ahead and give us a countdown. Chat, thanks for being here. I almost did the Blue Lantern oath. Nice, Cardinal. We'll go ahead and start here, and it will be a hustling good time.
Ah.
Mhm.
By the way, this is a new sort of setup. So when I switch over to the trailer, it may take me a minute. So try not to talk during that while I'm getting it done. Yay, entertainment! Yes, much entertaining.
I will do my best.
Happening now. Bob.
Why don't you just edit it out with
Edna mode.
The less I can do, the quicker I can be.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Exclamation point by yeah.
That doesn't work
Yeah.
right now. It doesn't work in this. I'm
Oh,
trying
well,
to think
this
about,
is
Yeah.
to help all the
Work
people
my
who want
interface
to.
anyway.
I'm trying to wonder if
Yeah.
I want to have all that stuff available for the podcast because I feel like it would just wreak havoc on
Oh, I would
on the sound
that.
and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you do it? Not, can you enable the stickers without the sound?
I think I just have to turn off all sound. Yeah, I think I could do that.
You're live on Twitch right now, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
You like
we're live
discipline.
on-
I'm just gonna host you right quick
Oh, thank you.
on my
Very kind
channel
of you.
since I'm here.
There we go.
I can hit the button.
Thank you.
on here. I keep forgetting what button this is under.
Wrong button.
Channel.
Good.
Nope, not channel.
You can also just type if you have your chat there. You can just do /host and then Retro Rewind Pod.
Help if I hit home.
What's that supposed to mean?
There
Barbara
it is.
says, yeah, you go away. No, this. Yeah, you probably
There.
don't want to give people like me toys during the recording. Yeah, probably
Yeah.
not.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
That's what would happen.
Yes. most
Pretty
likely.
much.
And Francisco would be like,
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Aren't you
there, I
glad
can-
I don't have my soundboard working yet?
Oh, gosh, that'd be hilarious. That's gonna be funny when we do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're becoming one. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, Jiminy Crickets on a pogo
Oh, this is
stick.
gonna be fun.
Okay,
This is
here we
gonna be
go,
a lot
guys.
of fun.
Okay.
In Paul will kick us off in 3, 2.
Wait for it.
do the hustle.
Paul.
What?
That's the wrong hustle, Paul. We're covering Kung Fu Hustle on this episode of the Retro Rewind podcast.
Stations. Scanning for Kung Fu Hustle 2004. Prepare to rewind in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, Rewinders and new listeners, to the Retro Rewind podcast, where we take a fresh look at movies and games from 15 or more years ago. I'm your captain of the pod, Francisco Ruiz, and I'm joined by your XO and mine, Paul, the Master Interrupter Powers.
And apparently everyone was kung fu hustling, except that mute girl with the lollipop.
Also, for this discussion of the film Kung Fu Hustle, we welcome back aboard creator and co-host of the Cellcast podcast, Drew Dodgen. Welcome, Drew.
Hey, how's it going?
Going pretty well. How about yourself?
Fair to middling.
Okay. And we also welcome for the first time Drew's co-host on the Cellcast, Jacob Heron.
Why,
Hey, Jacob.
thank you. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you for so much for having me on. This is going to be a
course.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be
Also-
the worst.
Also,
ever.
for an interesting bit of trivia, the podcast was Jacob's idea.
Oh.
So he's technically the
You-
creator.
Did I thought you meant you suggested Kung Fu Hustle.
That's what I
No.
thought.
That's where I could send my grievance letter. I mean
No,
my
no.
thank you letter. Okay, let me re-record that then, because I didn't know that.
I didn't.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's no big deal. I just was throwing that out there.
Oh, sure. You no
Yeah,
big deal. You can call me the creator. That's fine. No, that's
Yeah.
just good.
I'm just saying.
He wants
I'm
all the
just saying. I invited myself along on his podcast by knowing how
That
to
is
record
true.
a podcast.
That's the way it happened.
Got it. Okay. Then let me just redo that part just real quick.
My apologies.
No, but you didn't. I didn't ask. I assumed. And you know what they say about assuming? You assume.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in the meantime, you can call me the creator.
Wonderful. Also, for this Also, for this discussion of the film Kung Fu Hustle, we welcome back aboard the co-host of the Cellcast podcast, Drew Dodgen. Hey, Drew.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Going okay. And glad to be here, though. I'm glad you're
Indeed.
here. And we also welcome for the first time the creator of the Cellcast podcast and Drew's co-host on the Cellcast, Jacob Heron. Hey, Jacob.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Ready, roll. What's going on? How are you guys? Man, I'm so excited to be here.
Yay.
Is
Was that-
Scooby on the podcast?
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe a
I was
little
gonna
bit.
s- I was going to say Clifford or
Ray,
Big red dog. Oh,
Ray,
Afro.
I'm on the rotation.
whatever. I'm so glad you guys are all here. And now that we have a quick flyby of who we are, Paul, can you give us a quick overview of the production specs for Kung Fu Hustle?
Sure. Kung Fu Hustle was released December 23rd in the year 2004 in Hong Kong, and a bunch of bootlegs DVDs the next day. All right. And it runs an hour and 39 minutes and is rated R. It was directed by Stephen Chow and written by Stephen Chow with the help of Kang Chuang Tsang. Here it comes. This is that part of the podcast where I mess up everybody's names, with lead stars being Stephen Chow, Hua Yuan, Ki Yun. I don't know, close enough. All right. The music was composed by Stephen Chow. Apparently, he was really into this movie, and along with Yinghua Wong. All right. Now, are you ready for the box office trivia game?
Sure, let's go for it.
Okay. Kung Fu Hustle was made for about $20 million and then went on to earn over $102 million at the box office worldwide.
My goodness.
All right. I'm going to take a little moment and pause and do a reach out and help and ask the audience. We have been doing this a while, and we need a more substantial place to find our box office figures for genres and stuff, because
The numbers
we've been using the numbers.com, but it's only, each movie is only tagged in a genre if somebody tags it. So it's not like a full complete list, you know, or people tag other things. But according to the numbers.com, this movie is in the martial arts genre that broke $100 million at the box office.
Fair.
So, and according to this website, there's 31 movies that have done this, broke $100 million in the martial arts genre. Actually, it's been tagged with martial arts. For example, number 1 is Black Panther, because somebody tagged it with martial arts. So I'm going to take that off the number 1 position.
Yeah.
But so out of the top 30, what number do you think Kung Fu Panda is?
Kung Fu Panda, really?
Sorry, Kung Fu Hustle. There's all these movies listed with Kung Fu in them.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. Let's start with Jacob. What's your initial guess?
Top 30.
Top 30. Kung Fu Hustle.
That broke 100 million.
Oh, probably 5th, maybe?
Okay.
Fifth? Okay. Drew?
I think I'm going to go with 4.
4. We have chat. Cardinal Paladin says 27. Bobo says 42. That's top 30, Bobo. Yes. Whatever. So 12. Okay, 12. That's right. And for me, I'm going to guess just middle of the pack, 15. I honestly have no idea. So 15 for me. What's the final? Where did it end up landing, Paul?
29.
Whoa.
Oh,
Well, well done,
I was way
Cardinal.
off.
Wow.
Yeah. You should have stuck with 42, Bobo. You might have.
You might have won.
But awesome. Thank you for those factoids, Paul. And let's see if any of them factor into our memory mind meld or our subsequent roundtable discussion, which we'll get into once Alice has located our target film.
Alert, alert. Approaching target. Spoilers incoming. Establishing analysis vector.
In the classic tradition of Asian cinema comes a film so exquisitely beautiful, so deeply spiritual, so full of enlightenment, you'll laugh. Till it hurts. From director and star Stephen Chow. comes the movie that will chop your socks off. Kung Fu Hustle, rated R. Opens in New York and April 8th. Opens everywhere April 22nd.
Okay. That commercial definitely brings back some memories about Kung Fu Hustle, but to give you some context for the things we collectively remembered most before our rewatch, here's our memory mind meld synopsis. Two guys who are pretending to form a local gang pick fights with locals for their money, but they end up getting their backsides handed to them, even by the resident old lady who knows how to kick butt. Our hero attempts to rob an ice cream salesgirl, only for him to realize it's the girl he tried to save from bullying when he was a kid. The landlord and landlady train our hero, and he defeats the gang's boss. He then opens up a candy store. I guess that was right.
Well, I mean, they didn't actually train him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I fell asleep so much during this.
Do you know what movie we're reviewing?
Kung Fu Panda, right? You said Kung Fu
Yeah.
Panda?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we're on the Cellcast now.
Yes, yes. We do not drown. We do not clean our pits in the pool of sacred tears.
Yes.
All right. So obviously that was so decepted. Yeah, almost none of that stuff happened. But based on those memories, as flawed as they were, what rating did they lead you to predict for this movie before rewatching it? Classic, nostalgic, or tragic? Let's start with Drew this time.
I rated it. I predicted it would be nostalgic.
Nostalgic. How about you, Jacob?
Well, ever since this is the first time ever watching the film, so I have no recollection of ever watching it. So I kind of classic.
Wow, really? Okay, classic.
You gotta pick one. So why not?
Exactly.
How about you, Paul?
I haven't seen this since it first came out, and it's been a while since I saw it as an adult, and I didn't think I'd ever see this movie again because I thought it was tragic the first time.
All right. And I had no interest in seeing this. I didn't really know it existed. So I'd never seen it before. So I also just said tragic.
Oh, wow.
I feel so very, very alone.
Well, that's okay. We ran the gamut, Drew.
Yes.
So you're not like totally 3-1. I mean, Jacob there is nostalgic, so it's okay.
Don't worry. There's other people that love this movie. They swear by it that I've seen.
Yes,
so.
I know. I was like, whoa, really? Oh, there's another Monty Python happening before my eyes. It'll be interesting to see if those predictions come true, though. But first, let's get into our discussion of the things we liked most about Kung Fu Hustle. Let's spin up our...
Best three.
Or that. Okay, let's start. This time, let's start with Jacob. What's one thing you liked about Kung Fu Hustle?
Okay, the first thing I really liked was the opening, the long shot when
With the butterfly at and it revealed the logo at the beginning.
No, after that.
Okay.
After that, we're talking about when we're in the police station. We had this long continuous shot.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. Actually,
it was so well done. Be like, you have all the characters, what's going on. You hear what's good, the commotion going on in the background, and it's just like that tension ratcheting up what's going on. Eventually, you reveal what's going on, and I just really enjoyed how the camera work and the suspense of what's going on until you see the guy flying to the scene, flying to the
sign or something.
The sign, yeah. And I was just like, whoa, okay, that's interesting. There again, I've never seen the film before. So
yeah,
that was a very impressive.
That caught your attention.
It did,
Yeah,
very much.
Let's see. Drew, was there anything that really caught your attention about this movie so much that you liked it?
I absolutely love how absolutely ridiculous this movie is.
Agreed.
It is very much like a live action cartoon in many ways.
That's exactly like a note I wrote down much later in this podcast.
But yeah, here's the thing. If you've ever listened to any of our the other show we do, you'll know that I am a lover of the absolutely ridiculous. There's a reason I still catch Power Rangers from time to time,
Power Rangers is fun.
and
Megazord.
and it's Japanese show Super Sentai,
Yes, exactly.
because it's
Megazord.
absolutely ridiculous what we're
Agreed.
actually seeing. And this kind of, it doesn't exactly fit those corners, but there's just so many weird visual effects throughout the entire movie that I just absolutely love, because the whole premise of this movie is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah.
Well, you know what? Going along that, one of the things I liked, which was a ridiculous moment, but it was the only ridiculous moment that actually made me laugh, was when the tubby guys. I don't know their names. I saw on IMDb that the main guy's name is Singh. I literally had no idea that was his name throughout the whole thing.
Same
But
here.
Wait, there's a main guy?
Stephen Chow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chow.
yeah. Apparently, he's the protagonist. Did you realize this? Anyway,
The first time I watched this, no.
I was slightly confused too.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, when the other guy, his friend, throws the daggers and they keep missing and getting into his shoulders and stuff, that was I thought that was
That is
pretty
hilarious.
funny.
I got it. It was funny.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I enjoyed that.
And that goes right into my and that
perfect.
is, I'm a big fan of slapstick. And
Oh,
unlike
yeah.
Francisco, there were several moments of slapstick that was just laugh out loud funny for me. So I enjoyed that.
Awesome. Very cool. Let's go back to Drew now. What was something else you liked?
I liked a lot of the other additional, coming kind of off what y'all are talking about. I loved all the little comedic bits throughout this,
Such as?
such as
Such as the ones you slept through.
Bite me, Paul.
I like there at the beginning when he first shows up and he's kicking around that little soccer ball, and the kids ask, "Hey, mister, can you show us that?" And he says, "No, no more soccer," and he steps on the ball. That made me laugh.
Why did he? But why did he do that? It
Because
didn't
he's
really-
trying. Well, he's trying to be the big bad gangster guy.
Oh.
Mean.
Was this the main guy Singh that did that?
Yeah.
I forget. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, I do want to bring up one point. When I was doing research on this movie,
Mhm.
apparently the last movie that Stephen Chow had done,
Shaolin Soccer.
yeah, Shaolin Soccer. So it was more of a there's not going to be any soccer in this film. That's why
okay.
he stomped on the ball.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Interesting. Okay. Nice.
But then when the landlady comes out and he's making all, he's saying all this stuff, and she keeps going, "Such and such my butt, such and such my butt." Notice I'm not
so
cussing.
good.
Such and
Yes,
such
thank
my
you.
butt. That was
it was so
that
good.
was hilarious. And
Yeah.
admittedly,
Yeah.
this doesn't happen a lot throughout the whole thing, but I mean, the comedy bits in here, even when they're in the background, are just funny to me.
Mhm.
Cool. Now, something we neglected to talk about, guys. And I'll just bring it up here. Did we all watch the original Chinese with English subtitles, or did any of you watch the English dubbed version?
I watched the dub.
English dub.
Subtitled.
I watched subtitle too, and I wonder because I read that in the trivia that they're almost like different stories.
What?
In there,
They are slightly different, because I usually watch with subtitles on, even when I'm watching something in English,
Uh-huh.
and neither subtitle option matched the English dub, which was
interesting.
weird beyond all
Yeah.
belief.
Yeah.
In fact, I think they were the same English subtitle, if we're being honest. But there were slight differences between how it was, how the subtitle and the dub were done.
okay.
What,
All right.
Did the plot change?
It wasn't a major plot change, I don't think.
Okay.
I
Cool.
would.
I mean, you can't change too much when you've got the same footage.
Yeah.
True.
Well, maybe
Well,
the reason.
No, I
no,
disagree because apparently Pokemon the first movie, which we covered, I forget which episode it
And
was,
we
but-
have to.
Yeah,
with
so you guys know
RKO and
this.
chat.
uh-huh.
You guys know that the whole story about Mewtwo was way different in the Japanese version
Yeah.
and what they were
Well, that's
going
a
for than in the
backstory
English
rather
version.
than the main plot.
But at the same time, it doesn't affect the main story. Of
Yeah.
that, so
It just shuffles things around.
it does
Anyway,
Maybe.
I don't know.
Back to Shaolin Soccer. Jacob, what's something else you liked about this film?
The comedy of the dub.
Oh no,
Okay.
I missed it.
Yeah, I guess I missed it too. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Be like, okay, the fact that I am severely ADHD. Oh, squirrel. I'm severely ADD. It's bad. So when it comes to dubbing, like a dub or anime or what have you, I prefer a dub because me watching subtitles, I get distracted so incredibly easy. So with this, it was the light to actually watch the dub because like you could tell the voice actors were having fun with it. And just like every line was like it had these funny little punch gags to everything, and it was hysterical the entire time. And I just thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, cool!
And it was a blast to watch with this English dub on it. Even though it'd be like sometimes the lip flap didn't work whatsoever.
Yeah,
but it was still such a funny line.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or the scene where our main protagonist is. Because be like, oh, the big guy, he's be like, oh, he's the leader of the X gang. Be like, oh, he's gonna go to sleep. Oh, he's thinking of ways to kill you. And when the crowd shows up and he's like, oh, you come here, and like everyone would be like, oh no, I'd be like, none of you have this, and just hysterical. The dub is absolutely hysterical to me. Now, granted, someone else could be like, well, I don't like the dub, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay. Well, nice.
Makes me want to watch the dub version.
There you go.
It's on Netflix.
All right.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Good to know. Let's go to the dub was something you really enjoyed. Paul didn't watch the dub. It's subtitled like me. But what was something, regardless of the language used, that you enjoyed about this movie as well?
So, out of all the sequences, I don't know what you call it, but a big bass violin thing fight street in the street at night, I thought was my favorite sequence.
Really?
I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, with them strumming and him like how to fight like that. I will
Go
say,
ahead. I'll let you finish, Paul. I'll let you
this
finish.
was before Edgar Wright improved upon it. And
thank you.
Pilgrim versus the World. But
Very
this is
true,
before
very
that.
true.
So without this, there wouldn't have been that, in my opinion.
All right, that's fair.
So but I enjoyed that scene.
I liked it for like the first 5 minutes, but then I'm like, can you please be done?
Yeah, I have a nap to get to. Come on.
Called out by the EXO, man. But okay, yeah, that
from time to time.
And I will say that yes, I could totally see how Edgar Wright. Do you know for certain he was inspired by this?
How
scene,
can you
Paul?
not be? It's like a total like lift and copy.
Okay, all right.
Add some floating symbols to it, and there's Scott Pilgrim.
I'm just curious. That's all. But yeah,
I don't know for sure. But
that part was interesting and is a cool moment for sure to see them fight and
it's a different style of fighting throughout the rest of the movie. So it changes it up, adds variety.
Okay, I totally get that. Something else that goes along with the violin part was I thought the overall music was pretty upbeat. I enjoyed it. It seemed engaging. I didn't really get the whole dance number at the beginning, but
that's the hustle part, or at least the dance hustle.
It didn't feel like a hustle, but whatever.
You know what? It didn't occur to me till tonight. Like I saw this a couple days ago, but it didn't occur to me tonight that the whole hustle part was the main guy trying to hustle his way. Through See, you didn't get it either.
I didn't. No,
it's got the title has a double meaning.
I thought it was about dancing and that type of hustle. But okay,
but it's how he tries to con the
no, that makes sense.
Drums. Yeah,
This explains the intro to this episode.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. But before we get there, we gotta get through our classic makers, the things we actually loved most about Kung Fu Hustle. I'm gonna start us off though because you really like that violin fight scene with the two assassin guys, Paul.
That's my favorite scene. Yeah.
Okay, that's totally fine. I really liked the whole concept of the landlord and landlady bring this huge bell that you didn't really know what it was for, and then they knock out the top and they get to it increases her lion roar. Yeah. I thought I just really enjoyed that concept and like, okay, well we show what it does without it, and now we're gonna like up the ante, and that was just really cool. I really loved that moment. That was my favorite of the film.
So you like the funeral bell?
Is that what it was? Yes, the
That's
funeral
what it
parlor,
was.
yes. Okay,
Well, not
was-
in the subtitled version.
exactly in the subtitle version.
It may have been a funeral bell, but it doesn't.
That's
didn't
the
call
word
it
they
one.
used. Although it was, admittedly, in the dub, it was a little quiet in that part.
No, it's obviously the birthing bell. Jeez.
Good night.
Let's see. Oh, you have to go, Drew. Okay, bye.
No,
Jacob, what was your classic maker for Kung Fu Hustle?
Oh, classic maker for this film
Yeah.
would be. Oh, I guess my classic maker would be the scene. It's a simple scene. It's the fact where we get a camera zoom in and it's the tattered wrappings of which he's cocooned out of.
Oh
And
yeah.
just the visual of it. I thought it was very, very unique and very almost spiritual in a way.
I think the word you're looking for is chrysalis.
Chrysalis. Thank you.
Transformation.
Yeah, the transformation into the character he becomes.
Shaven versus not shaven. Yeah, before and
Something
after.
like that. But just the visual of it, I was like, wow, that's really incredible. Because I'm very much a visual person, so just the that scene itself I was like, wow, okay, this is like shot incredibly well done, like lighting and situation and camera and everything, just nice zoom in. It was incredible. I enjoyed that, and then his transformation into the hero was nice.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Was there something that was super heroic for you, Drew, about this movie? So much so it made it your classic maker?
Well, y'all already mentioned my classic maker, and
Ha-ha.
or at least part of it.
You already
Actually,
mentioned mine too.
the fight scene with the street musicians.
Yes.
But I would also want to include pretty much almost every fight scene in this movie, with the exception of the last two hits of the movie.
What happened in the last two hits of the movie?
I'll just say you didn't miss much. I just didn't like that bit.
Okay. All right.
But the rest of the fight scenes in it I thought were very impressive.
Mhm.
It kind of hit that Dragon Ball Z vibe and Power Rangers vibe I've had for a long time, and so it was just it was a fun watch. But yeah, definitely I do enjoy the street musician scene probably far more than it deserves. But yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
cool.
Musician.
Just
Awesome.
a quick question: does
Yeah.
the guy in the streetcar, as he's like slamming their heads against the seat, does that count as a fight scene?
That part was pretty funny.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
That was funny.
It does. That was funny.
Of course, if we're talking about any scene with the kung fu as a fight scene, where she's in the car at the end with them, I would count also.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Wait, which part?
The part you slept through.
Don't worry about it.
No, really. Which part was this? Maybe I did sleep through.
Right at the end of the street musician scene, where she teleports into the car with
all of a sudden they're in the
guys.
guys that are watching the scene in the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
slept through that. Sorry.
No. All right, maybe you did.
And she tells them how the cow eats cabbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The cow and with the cabbage eating. Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
You should know you deal with a cow all the time.
Paul, you're not a cow, but I do want to know how you calculated your classic maker. What was it?
It was what Drew said at the beginning. This is a live action anime, and I thought that is great. We need more. I love anime, and I love the antics and like even it goes into like the Roadrunner Coyote kind of cartoon stuff,
yeah.
and it's just like over the top. That's fun. If there's not a lot of movies out there that do that kind of thing, and this one I think does a lot of that. So that's my classic maker for this.
Awesome. Well, that's awesome, guys.
You sound enthusiastic there.
You know what? I'm so enthusiastic that I forgot one more thing I liked.
This is not a surprise at this point.
Helix Reviews. David Arrington. Stop laughing over my promo.
I'm laughing over your non-classic maker.
The irony is that's who That's who I put on Goofy Movie this week as
Nice.
as our
It
bumper.
all circles around.
Yes.
Continue, sir.
Like a
Helix.
helix.
Helix Reviews. David Arrington is the host of the Helix Reviews podcast. In every episode, he breaks down what he does and doesn't like about the movies, video games, or comics he's reviewing, and also discusses the themes, messages, and ideas they portray. You can find Helix Reviews on your favorite podcast catcher or at helixreviews.blogspot.com.
That's great. And Drew just told us how that ties into Kung Fu Hustle. No, wait, no, he didn't. Well, so what does Helix Review have to do with Kung Fu Hustle?
Well, Helix sounds like a kung fu move, so doesn't it? Doesn't sound kung
Sure.
I didn't see anyone move in a helix motion. In this.
No. The sleeves, how they like when the landlady and landlord were find the really tough guy, and he twisted their arms and the whole sleeves unraveled.
Oh, okay,
That was
yeah,
Helix-y.
I'll
Come
take that. I'll
Come
take
on.
that.
All right.
All right. Maybe.
Going ancient Roman is all right.
Whatever.
Uh-huh.
Okay, fine, Paul. What? Okay, fine. Do you want some trivia about the movie Kung Fu Hustle? Would that make you feel better?
Yeah, or Kung Fu Panda. Either one.
Or that. So, Jack Black was known to enjoy. All right, no, but for serious, did you all realize that the Chinese idiom to have a roaring lion east of the river, that's the idiom in Chinese, means to be a henpecked husband or to have a shrewish.
Funny.
Drewish
She doesn't look shrewish.
Exactly. I was going to be nice and wait for him to finish.
The master interrupter waits for no one. But a henpecked husband or a shrewish wife. So it's no surprise the overbearing landlady's superpower then is the lion's roar. So see how that works? Yeah. And I had no idea that was a Chinese idiom, so that was really cool to learn. My question for you guys is, what kung fu power, and this could be from any movie or any medium, what kung fu power do you wish you could have? So let's start with...
Does the skadoosh in Kung Fu Panda count?
I said any movie, so sure, I guess.
I don't know how I would ever use that.
I don't remember what that's called. That has a name, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but I would be great. People can hire me for destruction jobs.
Wow. Drew, let's start with you. What would be your kung fu power that you would want to have?
I'm going to take the power of flight from Dragon Ball.
Oh, nice.
They fly all the time in that show now.
No,
Well,
dang it, that's a good one. I want to change my answer.
How about, okay, Paul, where are you changing your answer to?
Fine. I changed the power to have the ability to collect all 7 Dragon Balls and make a wish or for anything I want.
I don't think that's a kung fu move.
Wow.
That's called collection.
Oh,
I mean, Bulma could do that much, and she doesn't even know kung fu.
that's true. But she's in the... All right.
Of course,
So I
she
have to
cheated with the radar, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
she
other
cheats.
DBZ references.
Yes.
Jacob,
Hey, I could have been really mean.
what kung fu power would you like to have?
Ooh.
To go bald and walk the street.
Wow.
Oh. Well, honestly, I have not watched a whole lot of kung fu like movies in my lifetime. Not a whole lot of them. So the only one I can really go to is Dragon Ball.
Okay, that's fine.
I guess it would be like the Kamehameha wave in order to just like devastate your enemy in just like one single attack. And unless you get later on in series that it's no longer effective. Now you have to have 3 people do it. Now 4, now 5, and then it's just infinity. It's be like the idea that you can simply destroy your enemy with a very powerful, I guess you would call it a chi blast.
It is a chi blast.
But just something along those lines. Something you can just be like, bye, boom.
Awesome.
How
And we
about
have-
to be dubbed in a funny voice? That would be
my
fun.
gosh. We have several from chat.
Yes, I'd like to be dubbed by Chris Sabat.
Wow. Cardinal Paladin says the wushu finger hold. I'm trying to. I know
That's
I've heard that.
That's the
That's the
skadoosh.
skadoosh. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay. Nice.
Thank you.
That'd be good. Babo says if I could do anything Bruce Lee could do, that'd be a good for me by me.
That's
yeah,
good too.
that's a good one. Let's see. The Cardinal also says the ability to pick locks with a feather. That's not too bad. I can already dub my own voice. Oh well, good for you, Bobo. Not okay.
Didn't realize we were dealing with a level 10 master with a power level of 9,000.
Jeez.
All right, don't want to offend the mute girl with the lollipop.
Oh goodness.
Great trivia, Francisco.
Thank you,
sounds way too ecstatic about something out of the blue. Great Caesar's ghost.
Really selling it here, Paul.
Okay, that was really fun. All right, let me try
Now
to
you
sell that a
sound like
little
you
better.
don't care. That was really fun, Francisco.
No, that was that was all right. That's some fun trivia, Francisco. But let's also hear what some of our listeners had to say. No, wait, let's not. I'll get it eventually. Maybe I should just read the line.
Did I write it wrong, or are you?
No, I'm just not reading.
Oh,
all right,
okay.
Great trivia, Francisco.
Thank you,
now here's this episode's listener question.
Ooh, back to this, yes.
Is your favorite foreign film?
Oh, okay.
So if you live outside the United States of America, you have a whole lot to choose from.
Yes. Wait, because USA would be a foreign film. Is that what you're saying? I guess so. So send your answers to what is your favorite foreign film to trivia@retrorewindpodcast.com by the time we record the next episode, which gives you usually a week and a couple days, and you will get a free. We've entered our Twitch affiliateship for those who are unaware, but in place of that, we have something called the Fourth Dimensional Fan Club. So you can get a free membership for that for a month, which gives you access to a bunch of our little like on-screen commands that you can do. You can like turn me into like a noir stream for 90 seconds, or you can make calculus do a womp 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 thing on the screen. There's lots of fun stuff you could do. Plus, if you give me your email, I'll have to have your email for this.
Oh, it's mine.
What?
I'm not giving you my email. It's mine.
You'll have to let me know your email. And then you can also have access to our podcast bonus content for a month with that 4D fan membership. But yeah, so again, trivia@retrorewindpodcast.com to send in your favorite foreign film. Now that we have all had some trivial fun, though, let's find out what memories you, our awesome rewinders, had about Kung Fu Hustle. I'll go ahead and start us off. James Felix says, I was shocked by how many times I laughed out loud during this movie. The knife throwing scene and anything involving the landlady especially.
Yeah. The Dapper Man says, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Me parents said they went to go see it. He says me parents. I don't know why. Maybe it's a typo, but he doesn't talk like that. Anyway.
Maybe he's Mr. Krabs.
Maybe. Me parents said that they went to go see it in the theater and came home early. We thought something bad had happened. According to them, the picture was disgusting and a piece of crap. Whoa. They couldn't finish it. However, when it was in video stores, it was a massive hit. Those videos were always rented out. Of course, we had the guys that returned them saying it's dubbed and they don't watch movies dubbed. Anyhow, I didn't see it until some years later, and I enjoyed its silly antics and some questionable humor and a nice serious tone in the end. The bell punching scene is still the only scene I didn't care for. But understand it's representation of the awakening in Buddhism reference. And by the way, Francisco, I'm Irish, not Indian, in reference towards the indie podcast episode.
I do slip into Indian when I try to attempt Irish. That's true. Sue me, Dapper Man.
Wow, he's inviting a lawsuit. That's weird.
At least you don't have the problem I have, where I was trying to be Ozzy Osbourne, but I turned into one of the Beatles.
Rory's Scooby-Doo. Yeah. Hey, Raggy, what's going on, man?
Hey, sub-purists are okay. They're people too, Real RK, by the way, here in chat.
Just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean you're not stupid. Wait, that didn't sound right.
Now who's stupid? Just kidding. Let's not call people stupid, especially people on their own podcast, Francisco. Gosh, geez. Where's your compassion?
Right.
Anyway, probably gonna edit all that out. Anyway, Benjamin T. Van Deepen says, my freaking favorite. When landlady's arms are around the gangsters in the cab, I died.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Dallas Panda Marshall Mora. Hey, another panda. Says, I have fond memories watching this at 3 a.m., eating ramen, doing homework, and trying not to wake my roommate. Very nice.
Nice. Philip Hurd says, watch this with my son, and we thought it was hilarious. It exceeded comedic expectations quite a bit. Kind of like how Hot Rod did for me. Hard to believe it's been out for so long, right?
Cool beans. It's a
Hot
rod.
bananas.
And Reed Benson ends us with, I remember thinking it was pretty funny early on, but it kind of dragged later on. Or am I thinking Shaolin Soccer? Stephen Chow's movies kind of blend together for me. And
I'm pretty sure you're thinking about this film because that comment kind of from Reed kind of leads us into the things we didn't like about Kung Fu Hustle. So let's bring up our
Worst read.
or that too. Okay, so let's start with Jacob again. What's one thing you didn't like about Kung Fu Hustle?
All right. So I did mention in my classics section was our hero's weak redemption. The fact that our main character is this very pathetic guy who is trying to hustle his way into the
Axe Gang, right?
the X game. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's trying to weasel his way into it, and he's just so pathetic about everything. And
Yes.
then he grows a little bit of a backbone towards the end of it, gets his patootie kicked
Mhm.
like 10 ways to Sunday.
I thought it was his face impounded, but okay.
That is true. Well, it's the other end. But he becomes the what is it, the Kung Fu master?
Sure.
I guess
Kung Fu genius is
Kung-
the term the dub used.
Yeah, Kung Fu genius. And which is kind of like, it's like, okay. It's like apparently it awakened his inner legacy or whatever.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, this is so incredibly weak. It's got this incredibly weak sauce to it. And I'm just like, man, really? Like, couldn't you give this character a little more like redemption? Like he was actually he was a nice guy, but he was trying to be this bad guy, and he was just a really pathetic character. But I wish they would have brought more of like maybe, I don't know, just like his whole character is just very weak. Yeah.
You know what's interesting, and this just sort of dawned on me that it's almost like when he was a boy and he was trying to stand up for that mute girl.
Mhm.
He stood up for her. He was brave,
And he got
in the
peed
face
on.
of bad odds, and then he got beat on, and it's almost like
peed on.
that honorable, brave part of him got like just tucked away deep inside,
Yeah.
It
to
got
where
peed
he
on too.
couldn't be accessed. As he
Yeah.
got peed on.
Yes.
And then this was it coming back to the fore.
I
So
agree
it
with
was
you
a
there.
rebirth of that.
Yeah.
Though, but I'm on the same page with you, Jacob. I was like, why is he all of a sudden the master? Maybe I was somehow missing, somehow missing what transpired there. But I
Somehow
didn't get
missed
how
half the movie. I don't understand.
I wasn't understanding how he was all of a sudden, this sort of like loser and also just mean guy that was just out to
Are
take
trying to be
everything
a
for
mean
himself.
guy.
Yeah, and now he's this awesome person. I just did not get
Because
it.
the script
No.
said so.
Same here.
Great.
It was like I said before, it was very weak.
Yes,
Very weak.
exactly.
Be like if we
Indeed.
would have seen more of this early on, like like you said before, like when he's trying to defend the mute girl, that's a very nice scene.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's just like, okay, why didn't we see a lot of this earlier? And until
I'll tell you why.
his-
Because
his-
of
go ahead.
my dislike is that there are no likable characters to root for in this entire film, except for the mute girl with the lollipop. Every single character
Paul,
even the cute little guy who's trying to shampoo with his butt cheek out, he's not all that likable that much either. But like everybody else is like
You don't
bully.
you don't like Stephen Chow's friend? He's just an innocent guy who likes overalls.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But he wasn't in it long enough to root for. There's nobody throughout this movie that I'm rooting for because there's no likable. Everybody's a bully to somebody. The police, the gang, the landlords, the main hero. No, this movie goes on and on with no likable characters.
Paul, can you
While we're talking about non-likable characters,
go to sleep, Francisco. We'll get back to you.
Go ahead. I can rant here in a second.
No. By all means, you go take the floor, Drew.
Okay, I don't like our main character because he's an idiot.
Yeah,
I hate how he treats
What's
Lollipop
an idiot?
Girl.
I've never really
it's
heard
another
that
word
term.
for idiot.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm an East Texan. I use East Texan words.
They have gullibles there.
Yes. I live pretty close to Palestine, not Palestine. Anyway, where was I going?
Idiots.
Idiots.
The main character is
I hate how the main character treats the quote-unquote obvious love interest for the entire movie.
Yeah. But he only sees her that one time.
He runs across her like 2 or 3 times. You probably slept through it.
Yeah. It's only at the end after he learns enlightenment that
those moments are at the slower parts of the film, which didn't need to be there, for being honest. While he's feeling bad for himself, because they go by her ice cream cart like 3 or 4 times throughout the movie.
Yeah,
Drew, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you 150%. But what I do like is that she does not. Hook up is the wrong word, but I'm going to use the word hook up with him until the very end, until he's quote unquote been enlightened, and that he is now ready for her. It's nice that she is able to find someone like that at the end, but that journey to get there is excruciating.
Well, okay. I'll talk more about why I think that's wrong later on.
All right, sounds good. Hey, I have an idea. Let's let the captain speak.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Hi, Captain.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Good eye, please.
Maybe.
I can't believe what I'm hearing from you guys, because it's because it's like, you know what we should do? We should just steal Francisco's thunder of his tragic maker right now. That's what we should do. We should just take it away from him. We could be like, well, you have a tragic maker. That doesn't matter.
It's a conspiracy.
That's seriously, I hated that so much that I'm watching this movie and it's just like bad guy. I'm never seen the person I'm supposed to be rooting for, and it goes by until I guess the landlady and the landlord have we were kung fu masters. I'm like, okay, great. Now I guess you're nice.
There were 3 guys that were starting to stand up, but they got killed off.
Yeah. So I was just very confused during this movie. Like, what? Who? I didn't know what to follow.
Is this your tragic maker?
This is my tragic maker. Yes.
Are you allowed to have a tragic maker without a classic maker?
I did have a classic maker.
What was it?
It was the lion's roar through the bell. I thought that was a cool moment.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Well, Captain, you'll be pleased to know that we've treaded near my tragic maker a couple times here too. So
so you're not alone.
Bad.
No,
okay, not alone.
Good. I'm glad I'm not alone, guys.
There you go.
And Drew, was this whole the no one to root for thing, that was one of your dislikes, correct?
Essentially, but I was mainly focusing on Singh.
Okay, Singh.
Because he's completely unlikable, and I hate how he treats his love interest.
I agree. I totally agree. That one time he saw her, right, guys? Yeah. So let's go to
and the other 3 times.
Let's go to oh wait, Paul, that was yours too. So let's go back to Jacob. What's something else you disliked about Kung Fu Hustle?
Oh, okay. Ever since we do an animation podcast, the CG in this film. Oh my gosh!
Oh wow! This is my number.
What are you talking about?
Go for it.
Them running on the street?
No, that was great. That was funny. But
Jacob, come on! You're talking about bad CG, and you're saying that's great.
Well, it's supposed to be like that. That's supposed to be cartoon.
Captain, that wasn't CG. That was Photoshop. It's entirely different.
All right, that looked like Microsoft Paint.
Okay, let me clarify. All the characters flying into backgrounds that are obviously CG, the Roadrunner scene animation was very good because that's the way that you wanted it. But
Yes.
everything else, the CG was just like, and a lot of the CG in this movie does not hold up very well. It was done poorly or cheaply, what have you.
I don't know. I don't know where their 20 million went.
It was not
the sets. Did you see the sets?
It has to be the sets because the CG was obviously cheap for its time, and it definitely did not hold up.
Oh yeah,
over time.
And a lot of the makeup definitely with our main antagonist, the main end villain, was like he has this scar, but it looks like it's painted on.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it looked like a
what?
skull cap he was wearing with bad wigs.
Yeah,
it
exactly.
just looked really bad.
No, but apparently with that, like he's not wearing a wig. That's his actual hair.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, that's his actual hair. Because apparently,
was that his actual flip flops too?
I have no idea. I have no idea. But apparently he was. Apparently the actor who played our main villain apparently wore a toupee or a wig all the time. And so he walked into the office.
Who was the main villain? I thought everyone was the main villain. I'm very confused.
No,
We're specifically talking about the Beast.
The Beast, thank you. Yeah,
I know.
Okay.
Beast.
Well, there was the main
the most unlikable person.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Wait, that's too hard for me to choose.
Yeah. So the main character Sing. That's who we're talking about now.
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll go.
They're all the villains.
I'll go ahead and that goes into my dislike is the effects were disappointing. Imagine in a world where the Matrix had just come out, the Matrix trilogy had just come out, and I'm sitting thinking, they use a lot of kung fu moves. It would be great to see an actual kung fu movie with this kind of special effects, and let's see how they do it. And then here we watch Kung Fu Hustle, and it is so disappointing because this happens after that. It's like, come on, here's what we have, and here is what you produce. And now, granted, some of the effects are funny, like when it's bad and it's hilarious on purpose when he falls down and the image flip flops mirror wise, and it's like it's laugh out loud funny. Some of the effects, I get those. You were asleep. Don't worry about it. But there are other effects that are not supposed to be funny, and it just doesn't hold up.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Like for instance, the flower pot landing on the landlord's head. That just looked strange to me.
I don't know. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I thought that was.
I'm not saying it wasn't funny. I'm just saying it looks strange. Okay, that's all. That's all I'm getting at.
It's a strange practical effect.
It's because that practical effect did not use dirt. It used what looked like a cloth with a flower sticking out of it.
Oh, that was practical?
I assume.
Yeah, that was a practical effect.
It wasn't CG. It didn't look cheap enough.
No, it's practical.
Let's go to Drew. What's something that looked really cheap to you about this film?
It didn't look cheap. It sounded cheap. I'd like to know why all of the music in this movie sounded like it was recorded on a tin can, went through a nylon string, and was then played back over another tin can.
Oh, that's because you were watching the dub.
Thank you.
Exactly.
I admit, I admit it might be because it's the dub. I will grant you that. But here's the thing. I watch so many dubs of different animes and different stuff that I expect at least some semblance of work being put into these dubs. But it's still, to some degree, I think it might have been stylistic. At the same time, it annoyed the ever-living crap out of me throughout the entire movie because the voices
your crap are living inside of you, and it's ever living. The ever-living crap inside of you.
Oh, come on!
This is going to make the next episode of Thundercats interesting to review.
Yes. Go check out those episodes. They're great.
But the voices, for the most part, even the English voices, sound fine. They don't sound great, but they sound fine. They sound better than the music does.
Okay.
And it's just the music just sounded to me horrible.
Yeah, the music didn't bother me at all. It sounded like normal. It didn't sound like great, like, oh my gosh, this is John Williams or Howard Shore or something like that.
When I originally wrote that dislike down, I did admit, why does it sound like it's coming through a 1930s radio?
Yeah.
It was.
I'd be curious if you listen to the subversion, if you notice a difference. But
when I get my copy back from Jacob, I'll put it back in.
Did it
go for it.
Take place around the 1930s? Maybe it was done on purpose.
like I said, it could have been done on purpose.
Yeah.
It's to me, it sounded like a stylistic choice. It's a stylistic choice that did not work for me.
All right,
Fair.
that makes sense.
But you know what? Talking about stylistic choices, you were talking about how you listen to lots of dubs of animes and all that, Drew. That leads to my. So I did my tragic make already, but my last dislike I'll go with is the fights in this just seemed so goofy to me, and just some of you guys said you really like that it's cartoony, but for me, it's like they're trying to make a live action anime and they just did not deliver. It just did not work for me. Especially, I mean, Paul, you really brought into quick relief there that the Matrix had just come out, and that's so much more engaging in terms of the fight choreography and the effects they use. Even though nowadays, even the CG, even for the Matrix, doesn't hold up great, it's still worlds better than this film. I get that it is they didn't have a big budget, but okay, so do more amazing choreography instead of trying to do a bunch of CG stuff. So
Would it surprise you that the fight choreography was done by the same people who did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Yes, it would.
Yeah, because that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it doesn't seem like what they did.
Well, I know with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, there's a lot more weaponry,
Wire work. Yeah,
and wire work. So I wonder if that was more their forte rather than the straight punches and kicks and bodily martial arts.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I should say that's
the first time in a long time. For that, you get a.
I've been trying a long.
What do you mean trying? You've been doing really well. That's the first time in a long time.
I said anyways.
Yeah.
I think the first time in a long time. Edna mode, by the way, because this is ridiculous to be talking about right now. But
Anywho,
I thought that was the first time that I hadn't slipped. Okay, regardless, guys. Now you know what we've gone through. Pretty much all our main dislikes, but we still have our tragic makers, the things we hated most about Kung Fu Hustle. I already did mine. Like I said, it was that I didn't know who to root for. But let's go to Paul. What's your least favorite thing about this movie?
Mine is very similar to what you were just talking about, and I felt like the whole thing was it was a little cartoony, but it was over the top and ridiculous and stupid. Like this just is incredibly I get that it's trying to be a cartoon, but a lot of the humor just I did enjoy some of it, but a lot of it was just not my type of humor. If you're gonna do a cartoon live action, then appeal to the kids. Get rid of all the blood. Yeah, don't get rid of all the blood. Like, you know, the axe throwing and it chops off a guy's leg. That's funny because there's no blood. It's very cartoonish. Keep it like that. Don't show a guy just beating on somebody profusely with blood splattering everywhere. And you take the language out. And then I can understand, hey, I enjoyed this as a kid. I watched it with my parents. It's not a great movie, but it's a fun niche movie. It's in a particular genre. But because they don't, maybe it's because I'm looking at it in Western eyes, they don't fit within that genre completely. It takes it out, and therefore it's not hitting at the right spots where it could, I think, excel in its own way. But it is excelling for some people, just not for me as far as the humor and the overtopness of it.
Okay. Yeah. I can't agree. I can't agree more. Yeah.
Less.
That's the right way of saying it. Can't agree less.
You're right there, right in the exact agreement. Not more, not less, right at the same.
Let's go with Jacob next. What's your tragic maker?
Oh, I had it written down. Let me get to it in a second.
Wait for it.
Yeah, wait for it. Wait for it.
You're fired.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Mine would be There Are No More Heroes. There are no compelling characters in this movie. I think some of us touched on this like earlier on, but like there's no character you really find yourself rooting for. It's like, man, all these characters are terrible. Yeah. It's like and they're like, oh, we're kung fu masters, and it's like, oh, really? You're being a complete butt to everybody else.
Exactly.
But now you're trying to be a nice character.
Now you
no
care.
be like now it's when
Stop
Make-
complaining and pay your rent.
exactly. Come on, you bum.
Water's expensive.
No more what's a video. But there are, like I said before, there are no heroes in this movie. There are simply just terrible characters who get really weak redemption arcs.
Yes.
That's
Wait,
about
they have redemption arcs?
Well, the one guy comes out of a
Hang
chrysalis, so
on,
yeah, coming out of a
hang on.
chrysalis.
We're getting into my tragic maker here.
Okay, let's go for it.
Butterfly.
So here's the thing. Anyone who's
let
listening
me
to this,
let me
Go
set
ahead.
this up. Drew, the person who foisted this film upon us, what is your tragedy maker for?
my tragic
Kung
maker
Fu
is this. Anyone who's listened to the Cellcast knows I am a sucker for a good redemption story.
Oh,
Which
sure,
this
you like the
is
girl.
not
yeah,
a good
Oh,
redemption
not at all.
story.
No, it's not.
Because in order for it to be a good redemption story, I actually have to like the main character and want to see him redeemed.
oh gosh.
Exactly.
And I don't like this character. There's nothing that makes me want to like this character. I don't. The only redeeming quality was when he was a kid, and that was an entirely different actor. It
That wasn't
annoys.
Stephen Chow as a kid.
Believe it or not, no, it wasn't.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it just annoys me to no end how poorly done this this redemption story is supposed to be. Also, I would like to point out that this was not my first choice for this movie. For the movie,
What? What?
no, my first choice. I couldn't find a legal copy anywhere.
Oh, well, for our own edification, what was your first choice?
Jackie Chan's "Who Am I?"
Oh,
I never heard of that.
I haven't heard of it either.
I
haven't
saw
seen
it-
most
I
of
saw
his
it like-
Kung Fu movies.
I saw it like
Or
10 years
Hong Kong
ago.
movies.
I did a Google search. You could get it on DVD for like very expensive,
Sure.
or I did see it on Daily Motion.
You know what
Nice.
this movie? You know what this movie reminds me of? Studio Ghibli's Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh no, we do not need to get into this rant again.
It doesn't seem super depressing.
No. It's the fact to be like you have no redeeming character, because if you go back and listen,
Go
to the
go
review-
listen to his dislike in
Okay.
Oh,
in our Grave of the
gosh.
Fireflies episode.
I ran for like 15 minutes.
Literally, I
Whoa.
already knew where that was going. And so as soon
Yeah.
as I let him have the mic, I got up, I walked to the kitchen and started pouring me a glass of water because I knew we were going to be there a while.
Yeah. just
Francisco
go.
could have cut a nap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just like
Never gonna live that down.
yeah,
Come-
your main character has like he has a little redemption when he's little, but then he's just more like just a turd.
bully.
He's a bully. He's
Yeah.
a bully. He's a turd the entire movie. And then he
Mhm.
gets this, oh, I'm redeemed. Oh, I've been enlightened. Now I get everything I want. Oh, crap.
Yeah, it's
At
a
least it's not
poor,
the ever
Doesn't
living
make sense.
crap.
poor excuse for a
Fire.
redemption story.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's because I don't feel the character deserves the redemption.
Yeah,
Okay, that
absolutely.
makes sense.
I almost feel
Yeah.
like he should have been beaten, and somehow his death would maybe have saved the town. Maybe
Maybe.
he has to die, and
or
that
maybe-
to kill the beast or something. I don't
Or
know.
maybe him come to the realization he's acting wrong earlier in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that maybe
No.
he's working and has to go unlock the beast because the gang is forcing him to.
Mm,
That's not what happens. That's what I would like to have seen
Yeah.
happen.
yeah.
We'll workshop it a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flush it out more.
When George Lucas releases the re-release. So,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. He's working on that, I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, now that we've entered all our targeting information into the firing computer, Alice, you have a firing solution for us.
Firing solution complete. Rating salvo at the ready. On your mark.
This will be an interesting one. It's time for the moment of truth, where we decide whether or not the movie or film or movie or game, in this case Kung Fu Hustle, is a classic. It's worth everyone's time, whether or not you've seen this movie before. It's definitely worth your time to check out. Nostalgic. If you haven't seen this movie, then probably just don't give it a second thought. But if you saw as a kid and remember enjoying it, yeah, pop it in again. It'd probably be a fun ride for you to just relive that first experience. Or is it a tragic? We'd recommend no one watch this film. Whether or not you've seen it before, if you have, don't sully any fond memories you might have with a rewatch. So let's start with our guests. Let's start with Jacob. What is your final rating for Kung Fu Hustle?
Oh, that's the tricky one. I'm probably go with nostalgia.
Nostalgic?
Nostalgic about it.
That's a safe road
Yeah.
to travel.
It's
Okay.
one of those that I've seen now. I could probably pop it in probably a couple of years.
Uh-huh.
Be like, okay, I can see a little more, maybe some lighter, more clarity in the film, away from get away from the film for a while. Kind of like watching Apollo 13 or something like that. Apollo 11, yeah, Apollo 13.
Apollo
And-
13, yeah.
Yeah, one of those
Apollo
films.
11 was a different movie.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But
We got to the moon that time.
yeah, we got to the
Exactly.
moon that time. Not in the movie. But
Spoilers.
Oh, by the way, the Titanic sinks too.
oh my
man.
no way, really?
Really?
Who'd have thought?
Good, yeah.
Anyway,
But
that's so
yeah,
nostalgic for Jacob.
nostalgic.
Okay, very cool. And you had predicted classic, so it did drop for
Yeah,
you.
it did drop.
All right. Drew, you predicted nostalgic. Did it raise to classic or drop to tragic or stay the same?
It stayed the same at nostalgic because I don't hate the movie, so I can't rate it tragic. But yeah, the movie has problems. It's not perfect. If you've not seen it before, you watch at your own risk.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Or
nice.
someone
I can-
forces you to watch it. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So nostalgic for Drew, which was the same as your prediction.
Yeah.
Paul, you predicted tragic. Did it raise it all for you?
Yeah. I agree that if you liked it, if you saw this before and you liked it, then yeah, you should watch it again. Enjoy it. But for me personally, not so much. A couple weeks ago, I was happy when I found out that we were reviewing this, I was happy to see that, oh, this movie's on sale for $5. I want my $5 back. I remember, but if you're gonna watch a movie like this, I remember enjoying Shaolin Soccer more.
Okay.
And honestly, if you want to find, if you're looking for a comedy that's kung fu comedy, I'd recommend Kung Pao Enter the
Oh my
Fist.
gosh.
Which I still need to watch.
So
I do wonder if this movie would play better in a group setting.
Oh yes, in heartbeat.
No, not a heartbeat. So tragic for you, Paul, is what
Yeah.
you're saying? Tragic. All right.
I think I know how this is gonna go.
I mean, because of how many times I fell asleep, this is a for sure classic, guys. I mean, it cured my insomnia. So, I mean, how could I rate it anything? Oh, wait a second. No,
Just
tragic.
like as I say, it's just like Monty Python.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. This was a movie. I mean, it had characters that like went from scene to scene and actually had a through line and progression, but
somehow,
just no one you liked to watch progress. And yeah, I did not enjoy this, even though I fell asleep several times. I had to stop it in the middle. So it's over 2 days. I fell asleep during both sessions. So it is really bad for
wow,
me.
you had to break this up in 15-minute episodes. Like that. No wonder you did enjoy it.
Give me
That's-
the Kung
I
Fu
wouldn't
Cobra Kai treatment, please.
I
Maybe
would
I'll-
not recommend watching any. Well, no, certainly not this movie that way.
Ah, man. So I think if I had a character that I could latch to and care
The
about,
Lollipop
that would have
Girl.
made a huge difference. Would you see it one time in the whole film?
No, you gotta stay awake.
You see her 4 times.
For me, you saw it one time in the whole film.
All right, if you've never,
keep going back to her ice cream stand to get ice cream.
yeah,
Yeah,
if
not
you've
never
never,
this time.
Yeah.
if you've never seen this movie, root for the Lollipop Girl.
All right.
So
Yes.
nice.
So for me, tragic, which means we are at an impasse. I
Oh
cannot
my.
compete with you physically, and you're no match for my wit or my brains.
My brain.
Yeah. So it's going to be up to our patrons, our reflex capacitors, at the $5 or higher level, you will get to send in your final vote for Kung Fu Hustle. Do you rate it? You can rate I mean, our votes are between nostalgic and tragic, but you can still vote it classic, nostalgic, tragic, whichever you feel is most applicable to it. And then we'll average those and then apply that to the final rating here to hopefully break it up. Hopefully it doesn't end up classic over there.
I was just wondering.
I think that would essentially
happen.
nudge this to nostalgic. I think if that were to happen. But
Yeah,
regardless, let's find out what they rated this. So, Francisco from the future, what did they say?
They said hi.
Just want a clean break. Just want clean silence. But can I have it? No.
This is why I like the show.
Oh, thank you. Oh, really? That was the final rating? I'm
weird.
That blew
weird.
me away.
Okay.
Weird.
I guess I mean that's what it is. Thank you so much, Reflex Capacitors, for helping figure that out. And now we have a final rating for Kung Fu Hustle.
Woo-hoo!
But now that that's all out of the way, let's get back to our own time. Good old 20XX.
20XX.
Comsat online. Receiving incoming transmission.
Feels good to be back. But we wouldn't have been able to travel back to 2004 to begin with if it weren't for our amazing reflex capacitors, namely Jared Holzhauer, Deborah Powers, Brian Keating, Patrick Hicks, LJ Lowry, Chris Cowan, the Feelin' Film Podcast, Chris Owens, Geek Devotions, The Untold Podcast, Mrs. Lomax, James Kennison, The Dabber Man, Drew of the Cellcast. Oh, you're right.
I know that guy.
Yeah. Ashley Cronenbitter, Pastor Dewson, Kennethan, Redeemed Utaku, Ryan Lingle, That's Our Bobo, and Josh Adams, in addition to 5 other awesome patrons as well. Thank you all so much for keeping the gigawatts coming. And if you want to help keep us flying for as little as $1 a month, I just realized we have one more. Darn it.
I was going to say, and
whole thing
Close, and yet so far.
I know.
And that's how you can Shanghai the podcast and get us to review a movie we don't want to.
Well, yes, at the $10 or more level, that's for sure. Sorry guys. Edna mode. Yes, I know. It's Edna mode. You don't have to remind me.
And
yeah,
while we're in Edna mode, I want to say
Hi.
to everyone out there.
How are you?
Freaking tastic. This show has many funnies. Well, thank you. Thank you for that, Baba.
Good.
Okay, so where are we going to do it? That's Our Bobo. Okay, I'll do That's Our Bobo again. Okay.
Are you ready?
That's our...
Sorry. I didn't know we were out of edit mode. Usually you say, okay,
that's true.
Edit
That's true. That was on me. Good point. Okay, coming out of edit mode in 3. That's Our Bobo. Josh Adams and newest patron, D Tungsten. In addition to 5 other awesome patrons as well. Thank you all so much for keeping the gigawatts coming. Gigawatts coming, I should say. I keep wanting to change. I keep changing that. Thank you so much for keeping the gigawatts coming. And if you want to help keep us flying for as little as $1 a month and get bonus content for your generosity, head over to retrorewindpodcast.com/support to help us grow via Patreon, Subscribestar, or PayPal.
Do you know why they was originally pronounced gigawatts? Because it's supposed to be giga. It's a derivative of the word gigantic. Gigantic.
Really?
Watt. Yeah. So that's how it's spelled, like the GIG, like gigantic. So the true. And people say gig, like gigawatts now, like how many gigs, but the original pronunciation was jig.
Wow.
So the guy who came up with gig, did he call it gigantic?
Yeah, maybe he did. And that's how where we are today.
And plus a little trivia from Back to the Future, the fact to be like that line was supposed to be gigawatt, but it turned out I'm saying it wrong, but
it was supposed.
It was supposed to be the original, but Christopher Lloyd said 0.21 gigawatt, great Scott, and it just stuck. They didn't change it, so it just stuck.
We're bringing it back, the gigawatts.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I like this, guys.
All right. And while we're thanking our supporters, we want to give a big gigawatt hug to our 4D fans on Twitch, which is another way to send us $4 a month and get some awesome effects to use during our live streams.
Indeed. But hey, let's keep the gratitude train going now, because we love hearing from you, be it your Apple Podcast reviews, comments on our website, other glowing reviews you send us on social media, and also through our contact form. And here's what some of you had to say.
Art by Collins says, friends, just a quick note to let you know that the Retro Rewind podcast has become one of my absolute favorite podcasts to tune into while on the job. I've gotten through many an art project while laughing and audibly agreeing and even disagreeing, along with your awesome reviews. I appreciate the time, attention, and the heart you invest in all of it. I hope to be back aboard the pod sometime soon. Merry Christmas. Emoji, emoji, emoji. Love, C.
Thank you so much for that feedback, Colin. That was really awesome of you.
Yeah, and we hope to have you back on soon too.
Totally.
And I hope you're enjoying whatever you're doing right now as you're listening.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And we got a review on Apple Podcasts from Dr. 12 and Number 1. I assume that's Matt Smith, and I don't know who Number 1 is.
Way to call him out.
Shoot, I should know this.
I'm pretty sure that's right. 13's Capaldi and 14's Whitaker. Yeah, I think that's right.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that's who the actual person was. Sorry, I'm not a Whovian.
No, this is Doctor Who.
Know.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, he or she left us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts saying, a great show. This show combines a love of movies with random collections of crazy people called the Rewinders. This group that appears on and off the mics, of which I have been both, provide a barrage of clever banter and in-jokes that don't take long to belong to. Monty Python, Edna Mode for 2 examples. Come aboard the pod and enjoy the ride. So I'm very curious who that is, if they've been on the show. So I don't know. But thank you so much, Dr. 12 and Number 1, for that review.
And thank you, everyone, for reaching out to us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, Number 1? That would be Riker.
Yeah, that's Riker.
Oh, my gosh, you guys. RetroRewindPodcast.com/217 is the place to find timestamps for this episode, links to contact us, and links for voting on the movies you want us to review. But that's not the only place you can reach us. Paul, where else can people find the show and also yourself?
PaulJPowers.com is still the place to find me, and we have links to this podcast and all my social media. And speaking of social media, if you're ever on there and you find anything funny that's 15 years or older, feel free to share with the podcast on our social media. We are Retro Rewind Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can join the Discord server by whatever that thing is. Good luck doing that. You can apparently there's instructions at retrorewindpodcast.com/Discord.
It just takes you over there. All you have to do is make a login or sign in there.
Magically takes it all of a sudden. You go to this website and you're on Discord. Okay.
Yes.
It's called an invite.
Oh, okay. And as also I've mentioned, we are on Twitch. You can watch us Twitch live,
and also YouTube and Facebook gaming now. Facebook.
Yeah, we're twitching on all those channels. So come watch us record this podcast live. And Francisco plays retro video games. Sometimes he creates pixel art. No, he does not. Not anymore.
That's I hadn't seen the pixel art in a while.
At home, the magic is gone. People, you can no longer see him do that anymore live on the streams. You just gotta see it as it pops in person, go, wow, how does he do that? It's amazing. But you can follow us at twitch.tv/retrorewindpod or any of those like YouTube or Facebooks, and you can watch us on the videos there. And if you want to find me, pauljpowers.com, go to pauljpowers.com and you can say hi at the bottom. There's like a little thing where you can literally type in the word hi. So say hi and stop on by.
And if you do that from this episode, add like some sort of kung fu-esque emoji. It could be the martial arts guy or the gi or the, I don't know, some
or a hashtag
or something.
It.
Wow. Anyway, thank you so much, Paul, for being an awesome friend, awesome co-host, awesome fellow, I guess kung fu gangster here. I so appreciate getting to do this show with you.
Oh, thank you so much. I love getting to do this show with you. And I'm also grateful for our guests for taking the time to discuss Kung Fu Hustle with us. So let's start with Drew. Drew, tell us how people can find you online. Is there anything you'd like to promote?
Well, the main thing I'd like to promote is the Cellcast podcast, where we
the one you created, right?
well, the one he created.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes, the one that's listed here on my hat.
There you go.
Which, if you want a hat, talk to him.
Exactly.
We review animated movies and TV shows, and we have a good time over there. And when you're done there, go check out me on Facebook and go look at my pictures on Drew's Photo Bin on Facebook.
There we go.
Very cool. Thank you.
And let's talk to the creator. How can we find you online?
Real, you can find me on. Oh, hold on, Scoop. Hold on, I got it. Hold on. There we go. All right. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Jacob B. Heron. And you can also follow me on Facebook at Jacob's Daily Art Corner, where I try to draw each and every day.
Cool.
I'm not as successful as I used to be, but I try to draw every day. It's pen art, pencil art, some ink, some color, some painting every once in a while. So go check it out, and really love people just to like and follow my journey as an artist.
Awesome.
Cool.
Very cool.
Also, I forgot that I stream games.
Yes.
At the Cellcast Gaming on Twitch. I should be starting up on getting back to the first Kingdom Hearts here in the next week. So,
Awesome.
the coming week.
Very, very cool.
So come join RKO and making fun of me.
Oh my gosh. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much, Drew. Thank you so much, Jacob, for being a part of the show. Thank you, Drew, for suggesting Kung Fu Hustle. As much as I didn't like the movie, I love talking about it with you guys. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was all according to plan.
Oh my gosh. But that's not all. I mean, as much as I like you guys, as much as I like Paul, you're not the people I like the most or appreciate the most. That honor is reserved for you. Yes, you listening right now. Steven, Zio Gang, Wa, Ziuhu,
Axe
Danny,
Yes, the entire Axe Gang.
Land, if you're a landlady, you.
You're
Whether
a
this
girl having a lollipop.
whether this is your
It's amazing you can hear us.
wherever you are, wherever you're doing, whether this is your first time listening to the show or you're part of our rad rewinder community, thank you for spending time with us. And we really pray that you're more joyful now than when you first hit play. I have been and continue to be Francisco Ruiz. Find me on Twitter at FXRetro, so FXRetro_. And you can DM me there or at FXRUIZX on Instagram for pixel art commissions. Yes, I don't stream the pixel art, but I still do pixel art very regularly.
I will say your pixel art is getting better and more impressive.
Thank you so much.
Indeed.
I might have
gonna-
to check this out.
I'm gonna be posting soon. So some of my first pixel art was doing the artifacts from the three Indiana Jones movies, and so since I'm doing new ones for the podcast, I was gonna show like the original like years ago, and then now the new one. So
Did you hear they're making a fourth movie coming out in a couple of years?
Yeah. But I'm sad that Spielberg isn't going to direct. But
Yeah, that
anyway,
is very sad.
oh really?
yeah. But anyway, we're finally proud to be part of the Christian Geek Central Network.
No. I think we need to discuss this a little bit.
Yeah, this isn't retro stuff. What are you talking about?
Who would be your like dream director for an
For
Indiana
Indy?
Jones movie? Yeah.
Spielberg.
Well, okay, but other than Spielberg, if he
Second
decides not to do it,
choice.
yeah,
Second
second choice.
This is a little more controversial, but it's always my go-to director is J.J. Abrams. I love what he did with the Star Trek reboot. And
I don't think you can put that many lens flares in an Indiana Jones movie.
well, that's just it. There'd be no lens flares. So
James Gunn, real arcade. That's a bold
good
pick.
one.
Yeah.
that's a good one.
I'm trying to think here.
Edgar Wright would be a good one.
I would love Edgar Wright. I think that'd be a little too stylistic, but I mean, I love his style, so I don't know. But I'd be curious what a Christopher Nolan indie would look like or be like. I haven't
a
seen
little too
Tenet,
gritty,
so a little too
but-
gritty.
And
Alright,
it's
that's
good.
It was
It is good.
But then again, the director who did Logan is doing this new indie, so that's might be a little gritty.
fine. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that who is
I
that?
mean, Ryan Johnson's the closest thing I can think of, but I'm afraid he might try to deconstruct it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep him away from George Lucas properties, please.
I mean, I like
Shots
what
fired.
I like
Yeah,
what he
just a little
did in
bit.
Knives Out.
Clicked.
Sure.
Oh,
That's
Gareth
not Star Wars.
Edwards.
That's not George Lucas property, is it?
Right. Gareth
Yeah.
Edwards actually is who I'd pick.
Ooh.
Who?
Oh,
Gareth Edwards.
what else has he done? I know that name.
He did Godzilla and he did Rogue One.
Yes. Go with that. I mean, that I could see him doing a good job with that. Anyway, like Paul alluded to, that's not retro. Paul, give us the actual exit of this. Let's get out of the pod here.
Okay. And finally, we are honored to be
Wait,
part
is
of the
there
Christian.
air out there?
No, go back to your cell. Finally, we are honored to be part of the Christian Geek Central Network at ChristianGeekCentral.com.
You can catch us at CGC or our website, but like a Pokemon, we got to catch you all for The Karate Kid Part 2, our next episode of the Retro Rewind podcast.
I love how we're kicking this year off with all these fighting movies.
Retro Rewind mission complete. Proceed to nav point Omega and return to base.
Now, with this kickoff. Hey, Francisco, I've been thinking about something.
Oh,
But first,
yeah.
I gotta know, was I there for the bonus content of the review of Cobra Kai season 1?
You were.
thought you
Apparently
were.
it's you from the future, though.
Yeah.
Yes, it worked.
What? It
I'm just-
worked. Well,
Actually,
yeah,
I'm confused about something I just heard. What's Matt Pointer Maker?
Check your Salvo authority. But while you're doing that, I've been having a little trouble with the Thunder Road 3. Basically, most of it requires the same parts as a Thunder Road 2, and you don't just walk into any store and just ask for plutonium. By the way, did you rip any of that off? Anyway, I was hoping it would be okay if you just take the Thunder Road 2 and revamp it and readjust.
Whoa. You're talking about Thunder Roads again. Do you not
Yeah.
remember what happened? I
I
don't know,
know.
if this is
Okay,
we should do
I
this.
know. After last time, but this time I'm going to test it. We can use the Karate Kid 2 and 3 movies along with the Cobra Kai series for me to test it out. Okay?
Okay, so you did this test
Yeah.
already
Okay.
without my
No time. I
approval.
gotta go get ready.
Ah, gosh. Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I interrupted a bit.
No, it's fine.
Jeez, Drew. Gosh, how could you
Go
not
back in
know?
your cell.
From my something. Awesome, guys. Yeah, no, that's totally fine. We usually don't do a long bit like that at the end.
Usually
So
it's
yeah.
one thing. But anyway, it worked. Don't worry about it.
It did. Yeah, that was perfect. Awesome, guys. So one thing that I keep forgetting to put in the prep at the beginning of the checklist is: do you have spiritual speculation questions? So real quick, we're gonna do a watch by burn real quick though before that.
Okay,
but
good.
do you have Drew or Jacob? Did you have any spiritual speculation questions that came to mind watching Kung Fu Hustle?
I may have something, but if I'm the only one, it's not that big a deal because I already talked about how much I hate the redemption story in this thing.
Okay, Jacob.
The only thing I can think of is when our quote unquote protagonist comes out of his shell and is I know it's more of a
Chrysalis.
Yeah, chrysalis.
Cocoon.
Cocoon. That's the word I keep looking for. Cocoon.
That's
you
a different sci-fi movie.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, which is another good movie.
It means the same thing.
Yeah. Either way, I'm my thought is our main character coming out of his cocoon or his crystals, what have you,
Mhm.
is Christ rising from the
We haven't actually started the segment.
Yeah, we can talk about that. But
yeah,
okay, so
all right.
that's okay. That's okay. So you have some we could talk about. That's perfect. Paul, did
Yeah.
you have anything?
I have a question that came up, but I don't know if any of you guys can answer it.
Oh, I'm sure I can answer it. I didn't have
Okay.
anything. So we'll do Drew, then Paul, then Jacob. And we'll close with Jacob. Okay. But first, do you guys know what Watch by Burn is? Drew
I
and Jacob?
do. I do
Okay.
only because I listen to the bonus content.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I don't. I have no
Okay.
idea what you're talking about.
So
Okay,
this
it's
is
where we watch a
essentially-
movie called By Burn, and
You know, I really need to know that ahead of time so I can watch it before we get to this point.
So what
No,
this
it's
is, Jacob, is it's essentially just a fun way of doing a top 3 list. So I'm going to give you 3 movies. You're going to tell me which one you would buy. Like you'd buy the deluxe Blu-ray steel book, tin case, wherever like your collector's edition, you would buy this.
Yeah.
That's like your number one. A movie you would watch, like, oh, that's on TV, I'll watch that, or it's in the theater. Oh yeah, I might buy that, just see that once. I'm willing to watch it. So that's your number two. Then the one you would burn, like, just get rid of this. This isn't worth anyone's time. Just burn all the copies. That's your number three. So does that make sense?
Yes.
Hold on, I got to boot up LimeWire and get ready to burn my CDs.
Actually, I was about to say, shouldn't the only burn thing really be the Star Wars Holiday Special?
No, Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail should also be burned. Anyway,
Wait, did you just say Monty Python and the Crystal Skull?
I said Quest for the Holy Grail.
But the word quest is not in that title.
Oh, it's not. It doesn't even matter, does it? Anyway, Bobo says Cocoon is a good patron pick. Awesome. And then Real Arcade says, "Hey Jacob, I have an idea for the Cellcast. Also a movie suggestion." Ooh, tell Real Arcade.
Yes, I am curious.
There's a way to nominate, so you don't have to force it on us.
Well, Real Arcade, if his name comes up, he can definitely force most anything on us.
I was about to say, no.
Yes, but what will he try to force on us is the question.
Yeah, for you guys. That's a good point. Okay,
yeah, the listeners don't want to hear it either.
Let's do Watch by Burn real quick, guys. Welcome, Reflex capacitors and fourth dimensional fans. This is a bonus bit called Watch by Burn, where I'm going to give our guests here, Drew, Jacob, and Paul, which we just covered Kung Fu Hustle. So I'm going to give them 3 movies that are Kung Fu related. And we're going to have them pick which one they would buy. Like they'd buy the deluxe edition, collector's edition of. They would, which movie they'd watch. Like, oh, yeah, that's on TV. I'll give that a watch. Or I'll rent that, maybe, and see what it's about. And which one they would burn. They, like, hate it. It's the copy they got should just, like, go up in smoke. So the 3 movies you guys have to choose from are the one we reviewed, Kung Fu Hustle.
Okay.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Okay.
And 3, Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. So which one would you watch, buy, and burn? We're going to start with watches first. Which one would you just watch? So essentially your number 2 pick. So Paul, you sound like you're ready to go. Which one would you watch?
Because about 2 or 3 days ago, I watched this movie, Kung Fu Hustle. But yesterday I saw Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh, really?
And I would say Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is my watch.
Okay, fair, very fair. Let's go with Drew next. Which one would you watch?
I'm actually going to go with Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, because I hadn't seen it yet.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
And that's one I wouldn't mind. Just I don't have to buy that one. I can check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't feel the need to collect.
There you go.
There you go. How about you, Jacob?
Ever since I have not seen either one of these films,
I have this problem too.
Probably Hidden Tiger.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Thank you. I would probably go watch that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jacob for watch for that. For me, it would probably be Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. So I'm with you, Drew. That I've seen it once. I think that'd be worth one more watch at least, just to see how it holds up. All right.
I'm just curious about the cow duel.
That's the best part.
That is the best part. Yeah. Let's go with which one we'd buy now. Which one is like top? We get the collector's edition of. Paul, let's go back to you.
It would be Kung Pao. Sadly, the cow scene doesn't hold up effect-wise, but I tend to watch that one every so often.
Okay. How about you, Jacob?
You only have 2 choices left.
For buy. The one you buy.
For buy. Okay.
Yes. This movie or what was the other one?
Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle or Kung Pao.
Yeah.
Probably Kung Pao. Kung Pao. I would buy that one. I would definitely buy it. I've never seen it.
I'm going to go with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon because that at least is a collector's item, even though I haven't seen the movie.
But enough people like it.
But enough
Yeah.
people like it. I figure it's if this movie is done by the same people, then at least I know how their worst is, so I can look forward to the better movie.
There you go.
Right.
And it's the same for me, Drew. I'd buy like a collector's steelbook of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon real quick. That's definitely a buy for me. So that means, given those scores, here is for me, that I think that means that Kung Fu Hustle would be my burn. Let me know if I get
baby,
these
burn.
wrong. Yeah, burn. I just not enjoy it. Then the burn for Jacob would also be Kung Fu Hustle. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
What's the world burn?
Actually, now that I see this, everyone's burn is
Yeah.
Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah.
Wow, guys. What's with the two nostalgics that are burning this one?
Well,
All right.
it's
because-
because extreme options here.
when you give 3 options, and I haven't seen 2 of them,
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. That's fair, I guess.
I
You
want to
don't
give
want
them.
burn movies I haven't seen
I want to give them a fair shot.
Exactly.
Yeah. Makes
All right.
sense.
That's fair.
And in that case,
Awesome.
I've seen this movie. It can burn.
Thank
Burn,
you for all
baby,
those
burn.
effects, Paul. Anyways,
It's
thank you so
going
much
burn,
for
burn, baby, burn.
thank you Reflex Capacitors 4D fans for supporting this content. Let us know in our Partners in Time channel which of those 3 movies you would buy, watch, and burn. And until next time, see you later. Okay. You guys need to take a break? Anyone? Bathroom, water?
I'm just
before.
gonna go grab a Coke can, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah.
So what's gonna happen next?
Spiritual speculation. Then we're done.
Okay.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Ugh.
No, this is not true.
Don't listen. He's easing you in. There's a whole nother. Now we have to watch Kung Fu Hustle 2.
Oh my gosh.
Ready
What
thing
other-
a rat.
What other movies has Steven Chow
Yeah.
done? Anything of note? Let's see. I'm looking
Yeah,
here.
Shaolin Soccer.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I'm just
Oh.
curious after, like more currently. CJ.
I haven't seen that one either.
I don't know what that is. Journey to the West, The Demons Strike Back.
Never heard of it.
Oh,
Never
that's
heard of it.
as actor. Oh, I want director.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
Monkey King, The New King of Comedy, The Mermaids, Journey to the West, CJ7, Kung Fu Hustle. Yeah, Shaolin Soccer, King of Comedy. Weird. Okay.
I mean,
Stop it!
I'd watch Journey to the West film only because that's what Dragon Ball was originally based on.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Or go check out the what is it? Overly Sarcastic productions on YouTube. They've done like I think it's like a 7 part episode where they do a journey through the West and it's all hand drawn.
Oh,
It's
Oh,
really
that's
well
cool.
done. Yeah,
Oh,
go check that out.
nice.
It's so good. It's so fun.
What's it
One of the
called
hosts
again?
read.
What's it called?
It is called Overly Sarcastic Productions on YouTube. It's by Red and Blue. And
Oh.
Red is the one who does all the drawing, and she does the Journey to the West, and it's hilariously good.
Oh, this is
I-
a different Red and Blue than the Rooster Teeth Red and Blue.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It has nothing to do with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you
is
said
this like was it Halo?
no. That's why I thought it was, but no.
No,
that's-
that's-
Which we need to do Red versus Blue at some point.
Yeah, that's
Is
that's
there
the-
even a cell in there? Come on.
yeah, right.
I'm
There's
sure.
something
No, I've seen some people locked up in cells in there.
there. Oh,
So out of all their videos, which one are you recommending? They have
the
like
Journey to the West one.
Journey to the West. That entire one. She recently finished. I think it's like the 7th or 8th one, and it's just it's a really well done, well told telling of the Journey of the West, and her art is spectacular.
playlists. Hold on, I'm trying to save it for later, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Jeez.
RKO, are you trying to tell me you want us to review the Yu-Gi-Oh movie? I mean, we already did Digimon. What more do you want from us?
Oh, I thought he wanted you to cover Steven Spielberg's Duel TV movie, but okay.
That's a little hard to do since it's not animated.
Yeah,
That's kinda
you have to
hard.
be on someone else's
I would love
podcast.
to
to
watch
do that.
it, but no.
Well, Drew's on another movie podcast, so I don't know. I thought it
Well,
was
so
maybe
is
that.
Jacob.
Oh, both of you guys. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Which we forgot to mention movie of the week podcast.
Yeah, we did.
I just realized.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, Jiminy Crickets.
Jim's not gonna like that one.
We're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
All right.
Are we waiting
Stay
for
for it.
anyone right now, or yeah, Paul? Okay.
I'm ready now.
Okay. So we're
Okay.
gonna start this spiritual speculation here in 5.
I'll be right back.
4.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Turkey.
Wait for it.
Welcome.
Okay. Yeah.
You didn't count us down again. So
I
didn't
did
know.
count down.
Oh, you already did the countdown. Okay, I'm ready.
Welcome, Reflex Capacitors and fourth dimensional fans to. It sounds like fourth dimensional fans. Fourth dimensional fans.
And those
To-
fart dimensional fans, you're welcome as well.
I hear that's
discriminating.
a stinky dimension.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. To a spiritual speculation where we talk about the spiritual themes of the movies and games we cover on the Retro Rewind podcast, and just discuss them, see what we make of those themes, asking questions that the movie and games prompted us to think about. So tonight we're going to be continuing the discussion of I was going to say Shaolin Soccer, then I was going to say Kung Fu Panda, Kung Fu Hustle, which we covered at retrorewindpodcast.com/turn17. You don't have to watch that to enjoy this, but you probably, if there's any jokes that carry over, they'll have originated there.
Yeah, we don't suggest sleeping through that one.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, thank you, Jacob and Drew, for coming back, and Paul, of course. So let's go around. Before we get into the spiritual speculation side for Kung Fu Hustle, let's just sort of let people know what our spiritual life was growing up and what our faith life is now, to sort of level set, let people know what our sort of worldview is. I'll start. My name is Francisco, and I was raised Presbyterian Christian, and now I'm a non-denominational Christian. Let's go with Paul next.
When I was a kid, I was peed on by other kids until I was jumped up into the clouds and saw Buddha. Now I'm a follower of Jesus.
What an amazing conversion story. Wow. Send that one into like Church Today or something. That's amazing.
Hang on.
Oh,
That is the best one I think you've done. I've heard.
wow. Okay. That was funny. That was so funny.
Okay. So
Okay.
there's your one to beat, Drew. Let's hear you.
I'm boring. I grew up in a Southern Baptist church, and I still go to a Southern Baptist church.
Is it the same one?
No,
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. It's possible.
there's about an hour's difference.
Oh, okay. And Jacob.
All right. So I grew up in a Bible teaching house. I came to know Christ when I was 9 years old. I attended a BMA church, which is a Baptist missionary church, for many years. And I rededicated my life in 2002, my senior year in high school.
Awesome.
And for about 12, 13 years, I've been a Southern Baptist.
Okay. Nice. Awesome. Well, now let's get into Southern Kung Fu with our talk of Kung Fu Hustle, the spiritual themes or questions we had. Let's start with Drew. What's something you had that this movie prompted you to think about, spiritually speaking?
So you'll remember in the review, I mentioned how this movie's quote unquote redemption story is utterly pathetic and I hate it.
Oh yeah.
It did make me think of the fact that in reality, as much as his redemption was completely unearned, ours is too in reality.
true.
Very true.
Yeah.
So
He's
that's what
unearned,
it made me think about. That was the closest thing to a spiritual thing I could come across. So there is that. I mean, we did leave depraved lives, much like he did, till we were
This
saved.
is a
So,
great movie after all.
Wow, there's a redemption story in just viewing the movie and thinking about it. That's amazing. The movie is redeemed.
But at the same
Wow.
time, the movie's redemption story is horrible. So
Yes.
But so is ours,
Oh,
according to Drew.
no, ours was not saved because we accidentally got punched in the neck a few times. Ours is because Jesus came down and died for our sins and was resurrected on the third day.
I thought you were going to say because Jesus got punched in the neck a few times.
No, he got hung on a cross.
Well, that was before the cross.
I nearly sprayed that Coke across the room.
And we got evidence.
He had to suffer
Oh, my
first.
goodness.
Yes, I'm
Yes,
so glad I
exactly.
was facing away from the mixer.
Thank you.
Good. Oh my goodness. No, that's a really good point. That we were fallen, we were lost. We're like our best things that we could do are as dirty rags to God. So yeah, that we really needed Him to step in and call us and redeem us. It's nothing we could have done on our own.
Right.
So, so in the movie, since I slept through this part, who wraps him up and then he just magically becomes Mr. Kung Fu?
The landlady and the landlord wrapped him up after he got horribly injured.
Yeah.
Fighting
So injured.
fighting the beast.
Yeah.
And they did put it through some weird Buddha thing, and then they took him to another building, and that's when they looked over and the chrysalis was opened, and he was somehow
He
taking
came out
care
the
of
same time.
somehow they got injured, which I'd like to know how they got injured at that point, because I guess I don't know, maybe they just got tired and were old or something. I don't know. But that's when he went out and fought Goober again and beat and somehow won via Chi Ex Machina.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
It's either Chi Ex Machina or Buddha Ex Machina.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
I thought GX Monkey was good.
Yeah, that's good.
No need to
Go
bring
with that one.
Buddha in it. That's my job for later.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Any other thoughts to that, Paul or Jacob, to this idea that we're lost without Christ and we can't do anything to earn our redemption, our salvation?
Yeah, it's the fact that so often in our normal lives that we can, like, if somehow we can find favor with God, that we can find salvation in our own works, but we can't because works in themselves are dead. So the fact that Christ had to die for our sins, like, that's the only way. That's the only way we can be redeemed and have a standing relationship with God. Because otherwise we're dead and there's no hope in life.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome, guys. Thank you for bringing that theme up, Drew. Paul, what sort of theme came to you watching this film?
Well, it's
Or a
funny.
question?
Yeah. It just, I guess this is going to reveal my ignorance because I don't know much about Eastern religions, but I do know, like, in a lot of people's gardens where they want there to be an atmosphere of peace, they'll have like a Buddha statue, or that they'll have it at their desk at work or whatever, anywhere
Or
they
the
want.
Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, wherever they want like peace or something. And then I was wondering how Buddha felt about Kung Fu, if he's supposed to be all this peace loving.
Oh, that's a good point.
And then I haven't done much research, but I know one of the legends says that Kung Fu was founded by a Buddhist priest. So I'm just wondering
weird.
how.
I always thought the mysticism around that was based on the idea that karate and kung fu and pretty much all Eastern martial arts, I'm sure this is not true of all of them, but most of them, is that it was not designed to be as an attacking force, but more as a protecting force.
Oh, okay.
More of a defensive option than an offensive option.
Yeah. Also,
But then I also grew up watching Power Rangers, so that may have colored my theory.
I was about to say, talk to the hand, the giant hand hole into the building.
yeah. By the way, it's those two hand things that I didn't like.
When did the hands happen?
While
my
you were
gosh.
asleep.
There's a giant hole of a hand, not only in the ground, but
That's
through the
right,
building.
At the very end of the movie.
yes.
Like I said, you were asleep.
I can't believe how much I slept through this one. Jeez Louise. Okay.
You probably needed the rest.
It was one of the better effects, in my opinion. But
Oh, really? Okay. Nice.
Agreed.
I just thought it looked stupid.
Fair. Let's see. Oh, and
I don't know much about Buddhism, so I was curious if anybody.
I really don't either.
But it makes sense with the defense, the protection.
That's
so
a good point.
far as I understand about Buddhism, because there again, far as I understand, Buddhism was founded by a prince who had lived a sheltered life his entire life, but he finally was able to go out and see people living their lives and dying, that he was so struck by it, he went out into the wilderness and
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Went out and
Or Tom Cruise.
and found enlightenment. And so be like he eventually became the Buddha, or became like the Buddha. And so that's what, as far as I understand. I may be incorrect, but that's as far as I understand.
That flies with me. I have nothing to refute that. So we'll go with that.
All right.
Good
Okay.
deal.
Ignorance all around. Good.
Oh my gosh. But Jacob, what sort of spiritual theme were you not ignorant of? Let's go to you next. About this film that like it really compelled you, or it really made you think about a spiritual aspect that maybe it surprised you to come out of this movie.
The crystal scene in the burial and resurrection. The fact that like our main character is beaten and bruised and afflicted.
Yeah.
Just like Jesus Christ was when he was flogged, when he was beaten, when he was embarrassed, and then he was his trial was a mockery beyond belief. If you go back and actually look at the information, it was like, even by Jewish law, like you couldn't do it. You could not do what the
He's an innocent man.
Yeah, he was an innocent man. Innocent man. You could, and because the Jews were so much in a hurry because it was during the Sabbath, they couldn't do the like certain days through their, because either
Was
way,
it the Sabbath or the Passover?
Passover.
Or both?
It was the Sabbath on the Passover.
Yeah, Sabbath on the Passover.
Okay.
So it was
double.
So Jesus was beaten. He was scorned, like in the prophet Isaiah. The prophet Isaiah be like, it speaks of this. And so, and then it goes into like his death on the cross, where our main character is beaten and bruised and he's left for dead. And Christ, who actually died with the piercing in his side, that it is finished. To be like, this is done, finished. And so he dies, he's buried, he's wrapped up just like our main character is. But unlike in the film, Jesus, through God's Holy Spirit, through God himself, rose Christ from the dead to redeem us, to have power over death and have power over life, to set us free from sins when we accept him and turn away from our own sins. So in that cocoon scene, I saw that, and it was like, I saw Mary Magdalene and Mary coming to the tomb and looking in and expecting to see a corpse, but they see just rags everywhere else. And the angel saying, be like, well, like, he is not here, he is risen. Yeah. And so that generated with me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah,
I geeked out just a slightly bit when I saw that. I was like, oh, I gotta talk about this.
Yeah, me too, Jacob. When I definitely saw that part, it was like so cool.
Yeah, maybe you should sometime.
Go back and rewatch it.
Yes. While you're awake.
Yeah, exactly. Did that moment sort of stir anything in you, Paul or Jake or Drew?
Well,
I mean, I already talked about the redemption issue.
Sure.
That feeds into his redemption.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, obviously he's not a good Christ analog before that point.
Yeah.
No.
So, really after that point, I would think either. But
he's more of an analog for us.
Yeah, for the most part.
And I'm a little sinner that wasn't even thinking about that. I was wondering if that butterfly scene was CG or real.
Let me help you with that. That butterfly was completely CG.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought. But yeah.
Because the lighting on the butterfly did not match any of the other lighting in the scene, no matter when it showed up.
Yep. Yeah. So I was concentrating on that part. Sorry.
I will say, guys, given this aspect of like comparing Sing to or the resurrected Sing to Jesus and all that, it's funny that he goes on to defeat the Beast when the Beast is one of the figureheads of Satan and the opposing force to God in the Book of Revelation.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of a cool name to have given the main bad guy, and that he goes on to destroy. So he does destroy him, right?
No. At the end, he lets him live, and the guy says, "Can you teach me how to do this?" And he says,
master.
"Do you if you want to?" And he calls him his master. So he becomes Satan's disciple.
A disciple.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind then.
we
That's
go.
poppycock. I was gonna say, oh, did he imprison him for 1,000 years? Then that works. But all right, never mind.
No, he saved him too, because we couldn't end on a tragic story.
All right, well then let's go just somewhere this far afield from this movie. Do you guys think? And I forget if we've already talked about this, but this is one of those things I've always want to talk about. Do you guys think that demons can be forgiven and like re-enter heaven at some point? No. Okay.
No. The answer is
hard
no.
line. No. Okay. Theologically, biblically.
What was that word? That's amazing. I want to try to say that in the future. Biblically? What did you say? I have to rewind and listen to that.
So I don't know. Biblically, I don't know. What biblically speaking, what informs you on that, Drew?
I don't remember exactly where it is in Revelations.
Revelation.
I knew I was going to say it the wrong way. I always say it the wrong way, but I don't remember where it is in Revelation. But there is that point where Satan and his followers are thrown into the lake of fire, and I think that refers to all of the followers.
Yeah.
Oh, see, for some reason I seem to remember that, thinking that was them falling to Earth, and then they reign over Earth essentially.
I'm thinking after that, because it's when it's after the sea gives up its dead and the grave gives up its dead.
Okay.
Everybody's judged,
Never
and
mind.
all of Satan and all his followers are thrown into the lake of fire.
Okay. That's fair.
It's near the end of Revelation.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that would follow. Any other counter arguments to that?
Yeah. 1 Corinthians 6:3.
Ooh.
This I know it's one obscure verse, but it always makes me go like Scooby when I read it.
Really?
I'll read verse 2. It says, "Or do you not know that the Lord's people will judge the world? And if you are to judge the world, are you not competent to judge trivial cases?" In verse 3, "Do you not know that we will judge angels? How much more the things of this life?" So that phrase, "Do you not know that we will judge angels?" Okay, if we're judging them, some people think like, okay, yeah, they bad, they gotta go. It's just that simple. But I'm thinking like I don't want to be a fallen backslidden heathen, but I think there's enough openness, or what some people call gray area there, that it might allude to that some may have regretted that and like didn't proceed to like cause havoc,
Yeah.
And so is there a chance for those that
like if
are
we're
like
judging them, we may decide based on the merits of what they did or didn't do.
Hey, you guys. So that's the one verse that I'm like, well, maybe. But I wouldn't start any.
You're not gonna put hang your theology. You're not gonna start a church going on that.
Yeah. If I was a betting man, I wouldn't necessarily put it on that verse.
Totally. Drew and Jacob, you look like you were like conferring off mic.
No, I was
making
your
case here.
I was just checking, since he brought up 1 Corinthians, if that was what we were going through in Bible study right now, because I couldn't remember.
Oh, okay.
So when we come across that verse and they say something different, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if they don't even bring it up, say, hey, you skimmed over this part. What exactly does that mean? Like,
man,
considering
one
this
of
Bible,
those guys.
Considering this Bible study, I won't have to ask. One goober will.
Yeah.
Because he asks a question about every verse.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And it's not because it's because he doesn't really know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I think to me
hard.
it implies like, okay, there is a judgment, and that means like that means a sentence could go either way. Like,
yeah, totally.
but
Exactly.
maybe
A
it's-
sentence scene.
but
you
maybe
mean?
there's too much implication there. Like, yeah, it's obvious. Like, rather
Yeah.
than
No, I totally get where you're coming from there, Paul.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that is just a fun question, a bonus question there for this bonus stage of spiritual speculation for Kung Fu Hustle. Are there any final thoughts or anything else came to mind, guys, that you'd want to talk about regarding this film? Paul and his
I don't know, it
violent punches.
Sounds like someone keeps sneezing really hard.
Yeah, exactly.
oh,
I think
sorry.
it's supposed to be punches, guys.
Oh, I'm sure it is. It's just, that's not what it sounds like
Achoo.
to me.
Achoo.
Sorry.
All right,
That-
guys.
that-
Well,
That's in Kung Fu Hustle 2, The Allergies of Doom.
oh my gosh.
Yes.
Well, I want to say thank you so much again, Reflex Capacitors and 4D fans, and thank you so much to you guys for being on the show. So I want to say and definitely let us know any of your thoughts or questions in our Partners in Time channel on Discord. But for me, for Drew, for Jacob, and for Paul, we bid you all shalom.
That means peace.
Does indeed. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the live
Darn it.
recording.
I
Real
was gonna say,
RK.
that means peace.
Oh, that would work better.
Hey, Chihuahua, my ears.
Let's
Sorry.
see. Cardinal, Real RK, Bobo, everyone else who's here watching at the end, thank you so much. Paul, would you pray for us all before we say bye-bye?
All right, sure. Lord, thank you so much for this day that you have created. May you be glorified, and thank you so much for all your blessings that you give. I pray that the people would be encouraged through this and draw closer to you somehow through this crazy kung fu movie. But I pray that you keep us safe in these times ahead. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Paul. All right, guys. Well, we will catch you later. I'll be back. What's today? Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow night for more Earthbound. Streaming again. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook.
We can stop recording.
I was
already
going
did.
to end the... What? No one said stop, but okay. Yeah, stop
Sorry.
recording then.
All
That's
right.
okay.
And when does this come out? Or
This
does it
should
come out this
Wednesday? Yeah, this Wednesday should
Okay,
be
so
when it
I
comes
need to
out,
work
yeah.
on
Yeah.
the Facebook cover for
Yeah,
it.
I'm thinking for the Pixar, it'll be like axe crossed with a lollipop, something like that.
Well, that's cool.
Excellent. Very good.
You were awake for that part. Okay.
Oh, it's so good.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, we'll see you guys later. Bye, guys. Everyone watching. Catch you. Hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. And here's your, if you guys want to join me in a stream face, here it is. Stream face time. Oh, no, I should do this.